and they don't think about the other TI. Today, the other TI posted something that says, she says, why would you sit at home being attacked and tortured at home? You know, why? So I said, okay, well, where is he supposed to go? Right? Because as a TI, we all know that your living situation might be difficult. You might have nowhere else to go.
All right. So and then when you go outside, the target is magnified like 10 to the 10th power.
Exactly. So I said that really quick. You know, he said to me, well, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was that, you should go out and protest. I said, let me ask you. I said, have you ever stopped and think, right, about the psychological damage that, TIs face every single day? Some of them might not be psychologically capable of going on such a good person. What about the physical injury that a lot of TIs face? Right. Some of them might not be able to go out there to stand up to protest, right? Right. I said to her, listen, you have to understand the psychological effect of what's happening as well as the physical effect.
Check this out, right? So I was on.
I said, you have to be more understanding, okay? Because you yourself, your target, okay? Not every TI might be as strong minded as you to go out there and be physically capable or even psychologically capable of going there and protest. So you know what? I said, you just have to understand that, and you have to understand that and be respectful and say, okay, you know what? Maybe all guys can go out there. So you know what? I'm gonna do the work for them also. Okay? Right. It's like these people want every single guy to come out there. And I said, listen, first of all, I would love to come. But for one, my kids are with me all the time. And I'm not bringing my kids around no TI so they can accuse my children of being a person, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And possibly harming my kids. If I don't know your mindset, I'm not bringing my kids around. No.
Check this out. I was on the bus, right?
So this guy, and then she deleted the post. Right. And she's a very religious guy too. See, so once you confront them with logic and some sort of understanding, because right now they think you're rational. So when you confront them rationally, they don't know how to handle rationality.
But yeah, I mean, they still trying to recruit me and shit, talking about you either a wolf or you a prey. You know what I'm saying? So I was on the bus, and this African guy got on the bus, right? He was asking for change at a 20. So this lady gave him $2. He gave her $20, right? She didn't give him change back. So he started asking her for his change. Yo, they were sending me a message about don't say nothing, stay silent, right? And the other cat was like, yo, sit down. So they go, don't tell the dude to sit down. I was like, lady, give the man his money. She got up and left. So I called the police for him. I said, call the police. I said, it's always black people doing this shit to each other, right? I'm like, her ass is going to get locked up for what, over $18, right? That shit don't make any sense to me. Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, that could have been the man last $20.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And the dude was like, yo, the dude was telling the dude, sit down. I was like, nah, man, don't tell the dude sit down. I was like, give the man his money. Yeah. He said, I didn't know he gave her a 20. I'm like, nigga, you saw it just like the rest of us. I got bad eyesight. And I saw he gave her a 20. You sitting right next to her. You know what I'm saying? So you knew he gave her a 20. Stop trying to jack the man for his shit. She got out and ran into the store, yo. I called the police on his ass. I mean, that's ridiculous, yo. I mean, come on.
Oh, shit.
He's probably being targeted too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's funny how they put targets together, and then they trying to tell one person because I may be stronger than him. You know what I'm saying? To stay silent, try to get me to join in a little bunch of fuckery. I mean, come on, man. That's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
They like to use the wolf dream. I've had it used on me, and I know RT has as well. That's the thing they like a lone wolf.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why you gotta go out. You gotta try to do things so they don't. You gotta ruin the narrative for them. You know what I'm saying? And the same shit they try to pull on me, trying to keep me in my apartment like I'm some kind of lone wolf, or he used to be social, but now he's a lone wolf and all that. Nah. I'm out. I was out yesterday at this festival. I'm out here today at the festival with my brother-in-law. And I figured I'd just call in for a hot minute while I'm taking a break because it's hot as hell. And, but yeah, I mean, go out, do stuff, be social. You know what I'm saying? Pose for pictures of people so that they can't come with that bullshit, that lone wolf narrative. You know what I'm saying? Ruin that shit for them.
Always they be trying to, this person was this person, this.
Right.
They try to compare it to, terrorists and stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. They're loners mainly because we've been isolated.
Right.
Try to run that theme on us.
Right.
Bullshit, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Is the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you got to ruin the narrative for them. You got to let people in your community know that's not true. Go out, even if sometimes you feel uncomfortable to talk to people. Just talk to people. Hang out for a few. You know what I'm saying? Don't drink no liquor with them because they might put shit in your liquor. But still, you know what I'm saying? Once you do that, then you have to think about the narrative again. Well, we can't try that because he's not antisocial. But obviously, you look at his social media pages that he's very social. So they can't come with that bullshit.
Pardon me real quick, Neil. For those who don't know who are listening now, that is Neil Nicholson. That is Nigel Nicholson's twin brother. And we're all on now for the first time. If you're hearing this, you know what I'm saying? These are all genuine TIs, okay? And I just wanted to run this real quick, man, on Neil. I wanted to ask you, being that you were talking about putting yourself out there, having a good time, even at the TI, not letting that shit get you down, which I definitely agree with you and whatnot. But I remember there was a point in time where you had brought up on one of Nigel's old talk show calls where there was someone there that would try to make you say that, not that they didn't make you say, they make you seem that you weren't a TI, just because you was having fun and you were posting pages of you DJing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they think because you're a TI that you're not supposed to fight back. You're not supposed to show, because they're trying to change who you are, right? That's the goal, is to change who you are as a person. And me posting old photos of me DJing, that's who I am, and I'm not going to change, right? I may be in a situation where, they may try to change me, but this is my way of fighting back. Let them know, no, you're not going to change me. You're not going to stop me from being the happy-go-lucky guy, the friendly guy. Even if I feel, a lot of times I feel very uncomfortable, but I do it just because I have to, I need to. Because like I said, when they run that narrative on you, I mean, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. So you gotta get at it from the jump. Once you recognize what they're doing, you go out. Look, I got bad health, man. I got cardiomyopathy, congestive heart failure. I sleep a lot, but when I'm up, I go out. I try to do things. Not a whole lot, but summertime is a lot of festival here in Charlotte. So I make sure I get enough rest during the weekday that when the weekend comes, that I can go out for like 4 hours. I leave early. I go home. I go right to bed. I may wake up in the middle of the night. I watch some movies on the web, and then I go back to sleep and I get up again. See, that's what you have to do because they're trying to take everything away from you. Your joy, whatever brings you happiness. I mean, they ain't got this idea that because you're a TI, you're supposed to mope, sit at home, be depressed, and post photos and comments about, I'm so depressed, people are trying to kill me. I'll post like that too, but not all the time. Not all the time. I mean, that's how the lone wolf shit starts. The next thing you know, some shit happens, you might blow a fuse, and right there, boom, they have you. See, he's a loose cannon. He's a time bomb, a ticking time bomb, just waiting to explode. Man, go out, enjoy yourself, even at the expense of your comfortability. Go out there, have fun, enjoy life. You stick it to them. You know what I'm saying? You let them mother effers know that no. You may be running this narrative with other folks, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show people that is bullshit. The shit you're doing, the shit you're trying to say, all this shit is bullshit. I mean, I was at a festival where a guy walked up to me, a perfect stranger. Oh, I hope you're not taking photos of just ass and tits. I'm like, bro. I was like, do you even know me? Why are you saying that to me? Right? So I started recording him. I was like, why are you coming over here? There are plenty of photographers out here. Why am I the only one you come out there talking that shit to? Go talk that shit to somebody else. Oh, no, man, I'm just kidding. I mean, I see you got some good shit. I was like, you didn't see shit. You didn't look through my camera to see my photos. So how you know I got good shit? I'm like, come on, man. No, don't try to play me like that, bro. You don't even know me like that. I shut his shit right down. The whole look on his face changed from, oh yeah, I think I got this nigga now, to like, oh shit, he done up on me now. I done fucked up. You know? It's amazing when you see the transformation, the look on their faces. They look so defeated and in shambles.
Oh, no doubt. That's exactly where I come at, and I do what I do to these motherfuckers too when they need to be spanked. That's what I call it. Psychologically spanked. You know what I'm saying? Put in their dad. When you gotta do it. Because there are times when these fools will go out of their way to test you and provoke you, because that's what they're sent to do, and that's half of it. The other half is they want you to give them an emotional response, right? For the most part. Yeah, there's times where you will respond, and if it's necessary to defend yourself, then man, go to town on them. That's what I say. You know what I mean? But if it's not that serious, and it's shit that you can just, handle with a few words, certain words and shit like that, then that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation. Yeah, of course. And that situation just calls for words, you know what I'm saying? But when I record his ass, you know what I'm saying, to post that shit, just to let people know that is the narrative that they're trying to run, right? Oh, he's all about taking superimposing tits and ass. I'm like, bro, you go on my social media pages, you see all the photos I've taken, right? Of course, I'm a photographer, and if a chick want to shoot some tits and ass, I'm going to shoot it. But not all the time. It doesn't have to do all the time. I'm one of the most diverse photographers in Charlotte, North Carolina. You go on a lot of these dudes' pages, man, other photographers, and all they do is shoot tits and ass, from top to bottom on their Instagram and their Facebook. But I don't care. If a model, that's what she want to shoot, that's what she shoot. You know what I'm saying? He had no right to say nothing to me about that shit. Alright? I didn't know that he was sent to do that. Right. Exactly. To do and that's how my term, I'm always told to stick it to them, because that's what you got to do. You got to put them from the jump. They come with that bullshit. You say, start. Nah, I don't think so, bro. Nah, I don't think so. Go somebody else with that shit. Right. Like I said, out of every, likewise there with cameras, why am I the only one you coming up talking to? Why? Right? Why am I the only one you come talking that shit to? And there's plenty of people out here with cameras. You already know what time it is, bro. Exactly. So I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, come on. Yeah, man, I just wanted to chime in for a quick minute, man. My brother was sitting over here looking at me like, yo, but yeah, I just want to, like I said, just chime in for a quick second. No doubt, brother, man. You're very welcome. Whenever you want, man. It's great hearing you, man. And you're welcome anytime, bro. On the weekends, on Sundays when I do it, Neil. No doubt, man. No doubt. All right, man. All right, peace out. Nigel. Yeah, I have to meet myself, bro. I'm on the phone. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So when I get up, I'll argue. All right, bro. All right, not a problem. Nigel, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, yeah.
All right, man.
I feel that's a very good point, about why did they just go to him? It's just to provoke a reaction to make you feel a certain way.
I remember yesterday, he bypassed everybody's stuff. I didn't hear that. Oh, nice. What was that?
The thing he did that to Neil was just to put him off doing what he was doing and make him feel a certain way about what he was doing. Automatically, because he's a photographer, they're trying to make him feel like he's a pervert or something.
Yeah, what it's called that they do is called guilt and shame. They try to use guilt and shame. Guilt and what? I never heard of shame. Shame. Oh, okay. All right.
All right, yeah. Yeah, just to make you feel that when there's no logical reason to feel like that.
Right. I was happy to hear him on the call, you know what I'm saying? And there's times where you gotta let it just flow, man. And this is his first time, man, so I said, yo, let him go. Let him, I know how he is. I've been on calls with him before, and you talk shoe calls, stuff like that, so I know how he can get and things of that nature. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Sometimes you gotta let it rip and express himself, because we rarely have a real venue to vent our voices and express ourselves, the way we honestly can amongst each other. People who are actually going through this shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I let him have the floor. Let him, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was going to be in and out like that, but, I let him know, you know what I'm saying? He's most definitely welcome.
anytime he wants to come through on the weekends when I do these calls, you know what I'm saying, more than welcome. But that is something that we need, you know what I'm saying? And when you were on your talk show platform, Nigel, he would be on there along with Albert at times and stuff. It was a beautiful chemistry there. Even though there were times where things would be a little bit like off and stuff, because there's people talking and then Nigel would be like, hey, yo, wait, no, stick to the top. Because Nigel will always maintain order on his calls, you know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to do to make sure that people don't, by mistake, go off topic. Sometimes the mind control technology takes over. Some people, you know, keep going on another level and take it to a left turn and end up somewhere where you're like, yo, wait a minute, we started off with this. And Nigel was always good with that. He always maintained his topics at hand because he knows how these things work. You know, the technology, the way the narrative of certain things that these perps do to try to throw us off topics and call in and they try to do all that crap. He was pretty good with that, and very rarely did that go astray. You know, my call, you know what I'm saying, I look at it like this. I want people to be able to express themselves, especially first time they want them to feel comfortable. One of the things that I recall when I started going on calls like that was Sister Renata. One thing about Sister Renata's calls, yeah, she has some perks on there that I'm like, man, why are these people even here? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Sister Renata does a good job of putting on, you know, the good word, you know what I'm saying? She tries to give positive feedback to people. She tries to give, you know, practical advice, you know what I'm saying, for stuff she's going through. And when you're on her call, she lets you speak. It's not like some calls where they'll mute you. They won't even give you a chance to speak. She allows you to speak. Yeah, of course she gives you like a regulated time, but you got to understand that, you know, it's like, okay, 10 minutes a person. Because you can't overgo someone else's time to speak either. With me on this, I'm going to make it as flexible as I possibly can because I want everyone and anyone that's on these calls with us to feel comfortable at every given moment, to be themselves, you know what I'm saying? And not to feel constricted. Now, of course, you know, if people are going a little too far, taking a little too much time, which I already came out with an idea for that, which is give each person 20 to 30 minutes for them to have the floor without interruption. I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? And that will fix any type of like, oh man, you know, and we're human. We're going to forget things. You know, oh shit, I forgot this, you know, to add this. Or to, hey, listen, you know, all you got to do is be like, yo, let me just say this real quick before I boom, go ahead, take the floor. You know what I'm saying? This is how we're going to do it. You know what I mean? On this call. And that's how I want everyone to feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy as hell that we finally got me on the call. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was real quick, it was a real cameo period, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good one, bro. And I'm glad that he made it. You know what I'm saying? That made, you know, the scenario that much better. You know what I'm saying? That much more genuine. You know what I mean? And I was going to tell him this, and I forgot. But I'm pretty sure you told him already, being that you put me up on that. The Moringa tea. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, that's serious. The situation he's dealing with, man, that's not a game. That's not a fucking game, bro. And you know, I also looked after what you told me, Nigel, because it was happening to me when I told you I kept getting that swelling and all that. I looked into it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do something with that. You know, if the tea doesn't, you know, do its purpose and the effect isn't what I'm looking for, then I'm going to look a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? Professional help is what I'm saying. Even though we got to be careful with that because we know how they play us with musical chairs in that department too. Yeah, you know. But anyway, that's that. I like to go back to what you were saying before that, Nigel. You had mentioned something, and it went in and out. I didn't hear everything you said. You said yesterday when we met up. Yeah. Remember this? I didn't hear you. Yeah, the lady with the daughter, she put Q on that. Everybody in this came to us back. Oh, yeah. Yup. And the thing was that I honestly didn't know, so I stayed back. That's not my stomping ground. That, if anything, would be your stomping ground. You know what I'm saying? So I figured let, you know, Nigel take the lead with that, because I don't, you know, I'm not going to tell this lady something I don't know. Even though I should have figured that it was a perp. You know what I'm saying? And Nigel already knew, though. Nigel already had the shit calculated, because while he was talking, he already saw when she came to interrupt. He probably already did the whole scenario in his head. Okay, I know what she's here for. Let me send her on her merry way. You know what I'm saying? And he gave her, I guess, the wrong directions on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I was laughing afterwards, this shit, I was like, yo, you right though, man. They probably did send her. He goes, yeah, I know they did. I know they did. Come on, everybody, they gonna send it to me. I mean, not to me, but to us, like where we were, they could have stopped and asked the person there in that bench or other people were here. Or she and her daughter specifically came to us. Just like there was a scenario that unfolded. I think I showed it in the video that I uploaded last night. Where we were at the promenade, sitting on the bench, and you had a couple that I had the camera pointed at, because I already knew these people, what they do, they start their little, charades and street theater things, their skits, physically, from a certain distance, from like the corner of your eye. Something that Sam said. Sam, shout out to you, brother. Hope you are doing well wherever you at, man. I'm assuming you're still in Canada. But as you can see, you still thought about it here, man, in a positive way, man. You reminded me of this right now, and I remember when you said that, they do things according to a 180 degrees as far as like the eye, the corner of the eye, where your eye, your peripheral vision can pick it up, so that way they can get your attention. So they'll put people purposely in those particular angles, parallel to your position, even in an angle where you can still see it, like, Sam would say 180 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
That goes to show you how, again, right? Because, average people don't think about these stuff like that, right? It shows that where they get their instructions from, right? People who know these things. Like, for example, they know that you're recording on your phone, they know what you have, the megapixel of the camera, the field of view of the camera, the distance where that if they want to target you, where they can get away with it, because if they understand what this camera, I can pick it up. You know what I'm saying? They were like a very small effect on fit. So it's like that. They use lines behind it.
Yeah.
You have to understand. Yeah, they're very happily methodical. Kind of like that.
Yeah, like I was saying, in the moment when that was happening, though, right, I noticed how she would kind of glance over at me, but she wouldn't really give me a straight, like a look that lasted too long. It was like a glance over real quick. So they were trying to sneak a peek to see if I was watching them, so I wasn't having my phone pointed at them. And I noticed that she had a camera around her neck, photographer, professional camera, that I'm sure Nigel recognizes right away. And, the other guy, her boyfriend or what have you, had another one around his neck. But he had it towards the right side of his body. So in my line of vision, I would see it as he's walking by with her. Both of them would hold the camera, like the part of the camera, the lens. They'll kind of grab that part and tilt it towards my direction. And that was something that they sensitized me to in the beginning a lot. When I would go out and about for my walks in the park, things of that nature, you know what I mean? And have people walking around with cameras like that and holding in that sort of way as a form to trigger me and anchor the feeling that every time I see somebody with that I'm being watched constantly. That is the point of doing that. That's the psychological operation / warfare tactic that they incorporated within my own personally tailor-made targeting protocols to do to me. So I already picked up on it, and that's why I had them. If y'all noticed the video, I had the video start when they started getting in my peripheral vision. I already knew, okay, here goes a skit. They're going to do some street theater shit. Then I saw the camera, I was like, oh, definitely. That's definitely for me. So as they were walking by, you'll notice if you look at the video, she looked at me. She was looking at me recording. She was trying to see if I was recording, and I was recording them. I kept moving the camera along with them. The guy looked over quickly and looked away. And then Nigel, I didn't notice this. Nigel noticed it because I was, keeping my focus on recording them. One of them, I believe it was him, dropped, I believe it was a green sweater, right in front of me. I didn't even notice that. Nigel goes, look, they dropped a sweater there. And I was like, yeah, leave it there. I ain't touching that. You know what I'm saying? I know what they're doing. They're trying to see if I'm going to go pick it up. Be like, hey, you dropped this. I already know the little games. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, leave it there. After a while, I should have left the, filming going. I shouldn't have stopped the filming. Because there was another lady waiting in the same area where they started doing the skit. from my peripheral vision area, just standing there on her phone or what have you, texting. So I guess they said, oh no, he didn't fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, go pick it up. If I would have caught that, that would have just gave it all away right there and proven that they had that to get set up. Even though I know Nigel knew, you know what I'm saying, if people who were real TIs watch the footage, they realized, yeah, you know, that was purposely done for that reaction. But they didn't get that reaction. So they had to send in one of their flying monkeys and, you know, to fetch the sweater. Because they already, you know, if they would have came back to get the sweater themselves, it would have gave away what they did, what they set up. There had to be somebody else, somebody told them, which still was suspect. Anyway, that was that. I just wanted to put that out there. Nigel, in your opinion, when we were at the pizza shop, when we were in that particular, you know, pizzeria joint, downtown Brooklyn, what was your feeling overall with the people that we will be, you know, like kind of coming in contact with? Not necessarily the people who worked there, because the people who worked there wasn't really that bad. It was the people that would be coming in and out, like acting like they were dead.
Yeah, exactly. But it is kind of nice. They'll walk in, they'll have to get who they're at, they're trying to run out. Right? Some of them came in, right? Well, I remember one of the workers behind the counter came kind of directly in front of him, right? The handshake of him went back behind the counter. Right? So, no, I mean, it is expected. You know, that's it.
No, Nigel, pardon me, bro. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's the audio that they're messing with, but I can't really hear clearly what you're saying. So maybe if you, there you go, perfect.
Now, I was saying, you know, some of these people, they came in there not to buy anything because they were walking to where we were sitting and then trying to run and walk back, right? You know, that was happening all the time.
Yep.
Right?
He went over to the beverage section where the beverages are, and he acted like he was looking in there, and then he bent down, and then he kind of like wiped his hands on his knees, and then I should have filmed him. I didn't do that. I don't know why. I guess he did it so fast that I didn't think about it. We were into a conversation, you and I, so I didn't want to like completely just stop him, just grab, you know, even though I did that intermittently through the time, but at that moment, that one I missed. But yeah, they were doing that a lot. You're right. Absolutely. I remember this point in there when we were in the pizza theater, where I noticed you looked at this black lady that was there, and you just went, these people, man, they just keep on. And I don't know what she did, if she did the clenched lips thing to you, or if she did something to you.
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you catch it? Did you film it?
Yeah, I didn't film it. I didn't film it.
Oh,
listen, I said to myself, you know, that's why I waited till the end. Actually, when we were going back, right, I filmed there, and then we were leaving, I filmed it. Because I wanted to give them the feeling that, oh, he's not going to record anything, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what they do, right? If I don't record, then they do even more. So I just waited for a particular moment so I can record them, but I know that once they start to flip, they're not going to stop, and I'll be able to get them on camera.
Ideas I heard them and how they make us think they're not going to target us.
yeah, try to speak up, mate.
So it's like how they try to make us think sometimes that they're not going to target us, like target them, target us, put them on this shit, do the same, like maybe build them.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Man, I tell you, you know, yesterday it was, regardless of the fact, regardless of how hard they tried to throw us off and make it like unbearable for us to be, I didn't find it that difficult. And I'm sure Nigel didn't either, man. It was like child's play, bro, to be honest. I expected it to be a lot more heavy. I expected it to be, you know, pretty much a bombardment of nonstop bullshit. They did this shit pretty intermittently. You know, and it was like for people like me and Nigel, that we already know what they're trying to do. I guess it's a lot easier, you know, to know in advance what they're trying to do to you and how they're going about doing it and what the point is and what exactly it is that they're doing, what's, you know, the definition behind it and all of that. You know, once you know all that shit, man, it's not as bad, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm going to speak for myself because I'm going to echo something that Nigel said earlier while Neil was talking, and that is true, man. I would have to agree with you on that, Nigel, because you're right. And that is when you said that, you can't impose your will over another TI's will in regards to, yo, man, come on, man, shake it off. You know, get up, get out there, do this, you know what I'm saying? Show them that I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Don't get it twisted now. I'm all for being strong, confident, and going out there doing what you got to do. Don't let these motherfuckers keep you down. I'm all for that. But not everybody's at that level. Not everybody's at that pace. Nigel taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be at a point where I'd be like, yo, man, I'll be talking to certain, TIs in the past when I didn't know no better. Be like, yo, man, come on, man, you can't be like that. You're giving them the way Neil was talking. That's how I could relate to that. But at the same time, I had to realize and humble myself and be like, yo, wait a minute, man. Not just everybody is ready to just be gung-ho about that shit. Some people need time. Some people, they're not at that level where they can just shake that off like that. They have to be doing that when they're ready. They have to come within them to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't force someone to be at the same pace that you're going just because you want them to. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? And I know Neil didn't mean that in a bad, negative way either. I know he wasn't saying that in a way where he was saying, oh, man, you weak if you... No, he ain't saying that. For him, he was speaking for himself. And I could relate to that part before, but now I understand it on a more deeper level to what Nigel was saying all along before, because I had a full understanding of why. You can't force people to be on the same level you are. You know what I mean? It would be cool if you could do that. It would be a great thing, right? Like, oh, we get everybody on the same level at the same time, and but that's not reality. You gotta let people rock with what they know and how they get down and how they go about doing things. And not everybody's gonna move at the same pace. Some people will be lagging behind, way behind it with certain people. You know what I'm saying? But that's all right for them because that's what they feel most comfortable with, and that's where they're at that time. Some people never get out of that stage, man. That's sad. It's unfortunate. But, no one is exempt from feeling this type of situation on a level where you can't even live your life the way you thought you could at one point. Yeah. So once you understand that, once you get, like I said, keyword here is humility. You gotta humble yourself with that, man. You can't be like, oh, man, trust me, if it wasn't that easy, I think by now we would have been reversed this shit on these people. That's how delicate, the psychological trauma of this program, that is some of the major components and factors of this program, about 85 to 90%, from what Nigel put me up on, which I agree with. You know what I mean? And if you're not ready to understand what's happening, if you don't take the time to, put together, okay, this is what it is that they're doing, this is how they're doing it, okay, how can I incorporate my own way of dealing with this shit where I could counter this stuff in a practical fashion and still continue to live day to day and survive through it. Because believe me when I tell you, whoever's out there on YouTube, whatever, Facebook, talking about, yo, I used to be gang stalked. They fucking lying, bro. They either an agent. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
They definitely, when they start saying shit like that, you gotta watch out for that shit because all TIs experience a psychological burn. Okay, we all do. So when they start saying, "Oh, I'm again," that's a bullface lie. You gotta watch out for that. Yeah, well, they're gonna always try to budget shit because they're not educated. People who believe in religion, you have to understand the type of mentality that they have. They still have a childlike mentality. Okay, because again, religion means is a control structure
right? That was created for political usage and also to control people. So there's two. One was political, and political in the sense that they use it to control people and also to get money, right? From people. Okay? And then, but you have people who can't see when they be taken advantage of, okay? Because they've been indoctrinated with it's okay for you to suffer the life that you have, okay, because you're going to be you're going to, heaven is such a great place, right? Well, if heaven is such a great place and you're living you living a hard life on this earth, then if you believe that you don't care, so then get somebody to shoot you so you can go to heaven and live a happy life. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand it because of indoctrination, right? So you have to understand, and it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault. Or what I'm saying, particularly now where you have the age of information, if you don't research, because it's readily available to you, if you don't research and you still remain in that perpetual state of sleep, then guess what? You might not ever wake up. You know what I'm saying? Or instead of, if everybody on this planet was more awake, right? Particularly people who've been taken advantage of, you can change our circumstance in a heartbeat. But, religion is used as a tool to divide. That's why you have many different religions. That's one global religion. There's many different religions, and they all believe different things. And they're all fighting to see, to say, my religion is better, my religion is the true religion. Right? That's what they all claim to believe, because their religion is the truth. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that mentality. Right? Because the Muslims will tell you, well, my religion is the true religion. The Christian will tell you my religion is the true religion. And you put them together in the same space, and it's all out war. They're killing each other. Right? And then they'll tell you God is love. You know what I'm saying? But how can God is love if you're going to claim that God is telling you to kill people? That God tells you to, anybody who doesn't believe in Muhammad and Allah, they shall die. Their kids, their daughters should be raped and all this stuff. And then the Christians is in the same manner. If you don't believe in God or Jesus, you're going to burn in hell. Right? And so therefore, if you don't believe what I do, it's okay for me to rape your daughter, but you don't believe it, right? So you are looked upon within Muslim religion as non-human, right? As a non-person, because you don't believe what they believe. And that's the danger, because you have people killing each other just to prove that their religion is the true religion, and their God is the true God, right? And people will die because of it. You know what I'm saying? And and when they get to the point where they think that they can kill women, children, they'll tell you in the Christian religion, they'll tell you that if you were born mentally ill, if you were born with a physical deformity, that you can't go before God. Right? And that's in the Bible. If you are born, with a physical deformity, if you were born blind, you know what I'm saying, you cannot go before God. Okay? So now you have all these people who are, who have Down syndrome and who are, physically deformed or what have you, who are mentally ill, and you have some of these people bringing them to church to worship God. But the Bible will tell you that these people can't enter into the kingdom of heaven. You understand? So they don't even read the Bible. They don't even read it, but they don't even understand the Bible. And they don't even know that. And when I bring it up to them and I show them, then it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. But how are you going to believe in something that you don't read totally and you don't even question? You know what I'm saying?
Like watching part of the film, but not the whole film.
Well, listen, it is because the pastors, and this is true, this is very true because I watched the interview where this guy was interviewing a pastor. He's like, you know, this stuff is not true. And he was like, yeah, I know. He's like, but I can't even bring the truth to my congregation because they're so hooked on Jesus, and that I won't even have a job anymore. So if they want to tell them the truth, they can't because they have the people believing this shit really is real and it's not. They will tell you, and this is the interview. I'm gonna find the interview. I'm gonna find the interview, and this guy was like, he was like the pastor. He was like, yeah. He's like, listen, I went to Egypt. I went to Egypt. I saw everything. And like I said, you can believe whatever it is. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But again, it's how you go about treating people and how you go about trying to make yourself a better person and the people around you better. But that's not what these people do. Not all. That's not what these people do. You can hold on to that concept. There's nothing wrong with that. You can hold on to that concept. You can believe it as many as you want. But when you start telling me that I'm going to burn in hell, they're not believing what you believe in. It's kind of like these people who they try to indoctrinate us with this brainwashing shit, right? And if we don't go along, then we're going to continue to be psychologically harassed, even, set up to be killed and poisoned and all this shit. Because you're simply not being indoctrinated by the nation. Okay? It's the very same concept. Very same concept.
Right. Basically, worship, breath. With us, all this will happen. Do what we want, all this will happen.
Like I said, bro, there's nothing wrong with having, religion, okay? But don't say that you know the truth, right? And don't claim that it's the absolute truth if you haven't read the entire Holy Book yourself. If you haven't asked questions about some of the things that's in there, because again, how you know if things are true, right? You ask questions, you do the research, and you find out if it's true or not. If it's not true, you start to hold on to it. That's your prerogative. That's it.
At the elevator, they'll be extra access. She's like, I can carry you on the elevator. I think I do it too. So the people are right. Hi, happy time.
Yeah.
Are you on the phone?
Yeah. Well, y'all clean up a little bit? Oh, I'm so happy. Man, y'all clean up. I gotta clean up. That's good. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, with the religion too, it's like, you don't have any solid base. What happened.
Listen, look, right? Look, the thing that makes me, and I have people who think like me, really upset, like I said, it's not the fact that, you believe in what you believe. That's fine. But if I know something, if I say to myself, you know what, listen, you can believe that, but I don't believe it. But then you go turn around and think, you're going to curse and all that stuff. Then guess what? I'm going to show you that, whether you want to listen to that it's not real. So if you want to attack, because, you got to be a fighter, right? So, like I said, some of these people turn into bullies. You know what I'm saying? And you got to deal with them accordingly. So, and that's what it is. Like I said, you can do whatever you want to believe. I would respect that. If you say, you know what? I'll believe what I want to believe. I respect your decision not to believe what I want to believe. I'm not going to force you to believe what I want to believe. So let's dialogue. I can deal with that. They don't do that. It's the burning hell mentality. It's the, God is going to kill you. Like, okay, good. I was in a cab with my daughter and my son. I was talking to a Muslim guy, and I asked him, I said, do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God? He was like, no. He said, they believe that Jesus is a prophet, right? And a matter of fact, the Quran talks more about Jesus than the Bible. Okay? So when I told him, I'm coming. So when I told him, yes, I am, because you're reading the side. So he asked me if I believe, I said, no, I don't believe in it. As he turned back and he looked at my children, And it was like the look of, I wish I could hurt your kids right now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, so I started looking at him now, with that look. With that same look about him, because I was like, I will kill you if you think you're going to hurt my children. But he kept looking back at my daughter, multiple times. He kept turning around looking back at my daughter. But you see, that's the mentality that these people have. That they will literally harm your children if you don't believe in their God. So that's their mentality. So for them, if those who don't believe in their, they call them the infidels, all should be put to death. And they should rape their daughters and rape their women and kill their women.
They got another thing coming, man. They're fucking with the wrong people with that shit, but I tell you that, man. That's real talk.
Yeah, but and this is what I do, because these people don't mean any good. They don't want nothing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I would never say, oh, because you're a Christian that I don't want you to succeed in life, because you're a Muslim, I don't want you to succeed in life. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to do it. Right? It is these people who, if you don't believe what they believe, right, they will make an effort, they will go all out to make your life a living hell and to destroy you and even murder you. Okay? This guy told me, this guy was, this was high school together. He was like a disorder. He was like one of these 7-day adventures. And he was always interested in it. And he told me, he said, Nigel, I'm going to tell you. He's like, don't trust none of these Bible troubles, because if you tell them that you don't believe in what they believe in, he said that they will poison you. And I said, bro, I know it already happened. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, I was like, how do you go from one extreme to the next? He was 7 adventures, right? And now he's a flat earther. He don't believe that the earth is round. He believes the earth is flat. He's telling a whole bunch of shit. But I was like, I said, bro, you know what? I respect what you believe. You know what I'm saying? But at least you're not trying to hurt me in any way. So I respect that. I respect that. That each is own. We really want to be. Is when they turn around and try to hurt somebody else. And again, and that's the issue, because that's what they do. And they turn around and try to hurt somebody else. It's like these people trying to hurt us because we might be considered a threat. Maybe I don't know. I know how, because we're not followers. For one, we're more of a free thinker. You may believe whatever you believe, but at least you have the ability to step outside of that and say, okay, you know what? Let me do some research. You know what I'm saying? Let me do some research. Whatever conclusion I conclude, I'll make my own decision whether I still want to follow or what I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But I'm not going to turn around and hurt somebody who don't believe what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that these people have. And, we have to understand that, because, again, that's why there's a lot of, family members, they'll turn on their family members, they will speak to them, they'll kick them out their house, all that stuff, put them on the street, that sort of stuff, and that's horrible. But when you love your so-called, deity more than you love yourself or your kids or your wife or your husband, that's I would say like this, okay? Love them all equally. You know what I'm saying? Love them all equally. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? But you don't do that. You don't do that. Because look, when I before when I thought I was being targeted, I used to think, and I've dated when I think I was dating women who wasn't religious, right? But I've dated a woman who was very religious. Okay? And I think I went out with her like twice. Okay? And then she was like, oh, I'm going to convert you. I said, this is where I got to stop messing with you. Because you telling me you're going to convert me when I tell you what I don't believe. I'm not trying to convert you. You can, listen, I said to her, okay, what are you going to discuss? You can discuss the Bible. I'm going to call that. I can just sit there and discuss it with you. Okay? And we can draw points of view and points of reference, and that's it. But I'm not going to try to convince you if that's what you believe. If you feel that you can't do it because I'm not a Christian man, then that's fine. But I was like, I said, let me ask you something. I said, you you seem to be a very independent woman, right? Okay? You want somebody to treat you as an equal, right? Okay, so I said, if you want to find, I said, what's going to happen when you're going to find this God-fearing Christian man, and she said, you want a God-fearing Christian man? Guess what? You're not going to be an equal, because, and I said, in Ezekiel, okay, in Ezekiel 1, verse 2, it says, right, that, and this is Paul, the writer, but it says, okay, that a woman should listen in silence. A woman cannot have dominion over a man, okay? And on top of that, in Paul, I forgot which verse it says that because a woman brought sin into the world, God cursed her with a pain in her belly. So, because a woman has a menstrual cycle, they view that as a curse from God. Okay? They never bear the resemblance that the reason why, because the reason why a woman have a period is because, that egg, which hasn't been fertilized, has to be flushed out. Okay? Their concept of that is because a woman has been cursed like God. So I said to her, I hope you find that God-fearing man, because you can no longer be an independent woman when you find that God-fearing man. And you have to be submissive to your husband. But if you're a true Christian woman, and you're telling me that the Bible is the true word of God, then you have to accept that for what it is. And she was like, ain't no man going to rule over this and that. I said, well, there you go. I said, so do you really believe what you really believe? Because, again, the thing is that these religious people, whether Christian, Muslims, whether you're Scientology, whether you're movement, they pick and choose what suits them. You understand? Not what the words are, because, see, a lot of these people, Christian people, they are seafood and all this stuff. And the Bible strictly tell you that, you have a dietary restriction, right? And so you cannot eat any kind of sawfish, anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know that, Ralph. You know that, right?
Yo, chill, guys. You said my name, but remember.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know that. You know that. And you know what? Like I said, listen, that's fine. If they say, you know what, that was, back in those times, you were saying, I can, so some of them would say, well, when Jesus Christ came, you don't have to follow the old law. But again, in the Bible, Jesus Christ says, he says, I did not come to change the law, right? He said, I did not come to change the law. Yeah. And, he said, I did not come to change the law, right? And then he says also that I did not come in the name of love. I came with a sword.
Yeah, I remember that. You told me that.
Okay? So when you're telling me that Jesus Christ comes in the name of love, clearly you're not reading your Bible. You know what I'm saying? Clearly you're not reading your Bible. Yeah, bro. But anyway, let's go back. Thank you. I appreciate the time cook. She cooked lasagna. Pretty good. Also, David.
That's what's up, man. Bon appetit, man.
Yeah. Yes, right? So, yeah. Right?
Well, I wanted to ask you, I don't mean to get off the topic, but something that I've been wanting to ask you, man, since earlier when you got on the phone, but I kept forgetting. Yesterday, we had to leave a little earlier than anticipated from my end, not your end, because you probably were like, yo, I'm good, man. I said, no, I can't, hang out with my back was hurting and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay. So that's why you had to mount. I was thinking to myself, I hope everything went well when you got there. When you left on the train, was things, pretty much what you expected, like they were going to be starting a certain way? Yeah. When you got home, did you get better with your back, or did it get worse, or what?
No. I'm still feeling the effect right now. Like my upper buttocks is killing me. you know, I took the naproxen, and I got home and I laid out. I just laid out. Just the rest. You know what I'm saying? But I'm cool. I'm still feeling the effects of it, but I'm okay. That's why I said I can't really sit down for long hours because that's what, yeah, especially on a hard surface. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know, that's all right. But yeah, you know, so well, anyway, listen, let me get off the phone and go eat dinner.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Most definitely. Enjoy your dinner. We'll be on for a while. You know what I'm saying? So if you want and you have some time, you can always come back in. You already know, Nice.
Okay. All right, thanks, bro. All right. No doubt.
Bon appetit.
All right.
Yeah, that's very true.
I didn't hear you, man. What was that, brother?
It's very true. Some of the stuff he was saying, like the comparisons.
Yeah, man. Yo, Mike, man. If you don't mind, we went over it privately, but not everything that we were talking about, because I know there's certain things you want to touch upon, and I respect that. We're not going to do that because we are on live stream right now, so, you know, keep that in mind. In regards to, though, I'm going to keep it basic. In regards to what you, wait a minute, let me just make sure that I'm remembering correctly. This is what happens when you do live streams. You know, you make mistakes, and I don't care, you know what I'm saying? I want everything to be captured the way as is, as it should be. You know what I'm saying? None of that, you know, pause, edit, and all that, none of that. Keep it real, that's how it goes. The something I wanted to ask you is going to come back to me. It's probably them hitting me with some frequency or something to forget or what have you. Maybe even the silent sound or to get me to forget what I wanted to ask you. All right. Let me work back towards what it was that I had. Your video, there you go, I got it. The video that you recently put, because I posted on it. I don't know if you saw it, or if you even know that I posted, because they don't give you notifications sometimes, and I know how they've been doing a lot of hella fuckery with our shit, our devices, our computers, and all that. But I'm letting you know now, I commented on your last two videos. And this is where the question is coming in. You said that on the last video you made, there was some lady in the background area outside your house walking around with a hoodie that said 5% on it.
Yes, yeah, neighbor.
What the fuck is that about, bro? I mean, you said it. You said in the video, I heard the whole thing. You said that it had to do, in your opinion, with you speaking to us, basically. Even though we're not 5%ers, but you know what I'm saying? 5% is meaning the 5%, like the spin-off of the Nation of Islam, where you got 5% of these renegade Muslims that know the truth, while 95% of the world is asleep. It's for people who never heard that term before. Now you know. Anyway, going back to the subject at hand, you know what I'm saying? You mentioned that in the video. I remember that. So yeah. I wouldn't doubt that it has something to do with that, even though you said in the video, you said, yeah, I've been speaking to people, you know, of African-American descent and people who, you know, are probably considered kind of that renegade type of revolutionary spirit or minded or what have you, maybe. You know what I'm saying? That's probably how you meant it. I'm not sure. But, yeah, you know, like I looked at that when I saw it and I heard it, I was like, man, they trying to come at night now on some other shit because everything else not working, you know, so they got to find a way. What color was the hoodie, by the way? I'm just curious.
Dark green,
Did you tell me, there was some time that you told me that they were using a certain green, a certain shade of green with you. It wasn't it you that told me that a while back?
I don't remember, but very possible.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is because you know how it is, like they'll incorporate the color code or whatever it is with the code as a trigger to anchor it with something. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, she was wearing a green hoodie, as you said, with number 5% on it. So
she was like smoking a cigarette, and I was just in the kitchen. Now, turned around, her back, had 5, and then a bent sign. But I could tell it was subliminal message because I just started laughing, going, like that, and then she just went in when I started doing that. So yeah, she just like turned around. 5%. I just said it out loud. 5%. 5%. Clicked him at 5%. 5%. Trying to get at me with that, referencing it was mentioned on one of the calls. I'm like, okay, are they trying to say related to that? Yeah, I'm personally think that's what it was about. It's like trying to compare you or relate 5% nation and
okay. I mean, I take your word for it because you would know. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like
I could be wrong, but that's what I got from it, like the subliminal message.
Let me ask you this:
subliminal message, because she like turned her back to face me, so deliberate. Didn't look natural.
Let me ask you this: like, do you find yourself being like genuinely interested in like 5% material? Like, have you gone on YouTube and checked out videos in regards to that stuff? You know what I mean? Like, looked up stuff like that, researched stuff like that ever, or no?
Rappers mentioned.
Okay.
Curiosity.
Right. Right. So, because I figured if they try to incorporate that within your talk, whenever they do stuff like that, it's usually something they either come across in our phone calls, in our computers, search history, our phone search history, whatever we seem interested in or go to find out. You'll find either them doing some sort of skit, whether it's a directed conversation, whether it's some sort of subliminal visual on a shirt. You know, this is an example, like you, like with the 5% shit. You know, they do that. So that's why I'm asking you these questions, because I'm trying to see if there's a correlation with some sort of anchor that they're trying to connect the trigger with. You understand?
That's what I feel. It's something. The only thing I can think of was doing some searches. Something did come up. I mentioned it. That could be a coincidence.
I can't really hear what you said last night.
Yeah, I was searching online for a mixtape. Website came talking about that kind of stuff. It was too quick for them to have just got the hoodie for that, because there's only like 2 hours between. Yeah, I think it's on the same day. But I have done the odd search on it. Nothing much, but I've researched what it is, and maybe, I won't say maybe, I'd say highly likely that they took that down with it. I just don't know. Why, I don't know. Personally, what I feel.
Okay. Wow. What was the other video?
Maybe trying to say that's what they think you and Nigel are, or something. I don't know.
It could be that they're trying to, you know, because they do stupid shit like that. But even though it's not true, and you know it's not true, and I know it's not true, you know what I mean? They still want to build some sort of narrative, or some sort. It's not even narrative. They just want to put shit in your head, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe think about that. Not that I'm against it or for it. I don't really know much about it, but I personally feel like it's kind of reference.
I'll tell you this much. I don't know, just like you, I don't know a whole lot about it. The most that I know about it, to keep it completely honest and shit, is what I mentioned before. That's pretty much all I know about that particular 5% nation. And then I know that it started in prison. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they got some real shit. So I'm not going to say that I wouldn't mind being affiliated with that, but it's not true. I'm not affiliated with that. So why would I come out and say oh yeah, I was qualified. Nah, I'm not, man. I knew people in the past, very few, because there's a lot of false, just like there's false prophets and a lot of false fake ass TIs and imposters, all sorts of shit. There's also those in the 5% Nation, and some people that claim that they are might sound like they are, might look like they are, but they're really not. They're just really, really good actors and actresses and shit like that. But when you come across a real 5%er, there's certain things that they can't tell you, and if they tell you, they will be penalized for it by the nation themselves. I know certain things through me being locked up and shit like that, and I spoke to a few people, and then I was cool with them and shit. It was always a cool factor behind us coming across each other, you know what I'm saying, respect, mutual respect type thing. And, through that, there was a certain amount of information that I was privy to hear, but I wasn't allowed to hear everything. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have to understand where I'm going with that is, a real 5%er is not going to be able to tell you every single thing unless you're, part of that. Now, another thing is this. The real 5% Nation that I know of, that I grew up in, came from the 70s, 80s, that time frame. The old school guys from back then, if that's making any sense. You know what I mean? That's how you know when they're coming from a genuine source. Trust me when I'm telling you that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a, it's theme they're trying to run, I suppose.
Right. At the end of the day,
I don't know why.
All it is a skit. It's a way of trying to get you to think a certain way about me, about Nigel. You know what I'm saying? But you see, the thing is, you know already what time it is.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell straight away it was some kind of skit, because it's like, have a hoodie that's just as 5%. Probably some kind of subliminal message. It is business. It just made me laugh, it just made me laugh when I saw it, because I could tell straight away it was some kind of subliminal. I didn't realise that, maybe it's not to do with that, but I personally think it is. It makes sense that they do something like that and some kind of subliminal message about that.
Right.
Like, okay, he's in touch with people from New York, rebels. What's a rebellious group? Oh yeah, the 5% Nation. Yeah, we'll run that as part of the targeting. You know what I mean? You could see their thinking behind that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, we'll make him think that they're part of that, or definitely some kind of I'd say. What ends? I don't know. Probably confusion, paranoia. They're trying to.
Right. It's always some sort of gaslighting technique or way of trying to get you to feel and think a certain way.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Everything they. Well, I think it was me actually in one of the old talk show calls that. So everything they say. Actually, no, I think it was Nigel. He said everything they say is bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm just going to see it as bullshit.
Yep.
And that's a good thing to think of with these verbs, everything they're trying to send out bullshit.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I think this is an appropriate time to bring this up real quick, man. Now that you brought that up with Nigel and him saying that on one of his talk show calls in the past, yesterday, alongside a few things that I had bought for him, you know what I'm saying? Because I had bought a certain presents for him that I had for a long time, and we've been planning to meet up for a while, and it never happened. You know, things came into play where, you know, it wouldn't coincide with the time, the day, shit like that. But we finally made it happen, of course, as you guys know, yesterday. But anyway, one of the things that I exchanged with him, you know, I gave him the tokens of esteem as far as, you know, him. Like I said, and I stand firm with that, and I've said this multiple times before, and I'll keep saying it again, you know, I credit him with pretty much saving my life in regards to the rest of the life that I had, in regards to letting me know what's been happening to me since I was a child, and being programmed and how they went about it and everything else. So, you know, there's a lot there, you know what I mean? And I shared some stuff with him. This I'm just going to come out and say, because this is really nice. This is one of the presents I gave him. We were supposed to do it yesterday, man, but we got caught up with the conversations, and his back was hurting, so, you know, we couldn't do it. But I had come up with a plan, because I came with one as well. If you remember, Knight, you're also going to get one of those eventually, too, is the fuck you shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting this now out there, fuck it, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I had that, and I gave it to him, so we were supposed to do something yesterday. We didn't get to do it, like I said, because other things came up, and, of course, Nigel's back was hurt, so we couldn't do it, but he has it. And speaking alongside that stuff, he gave me some paperwork. You know, we did a little activism while we were there, too, you know what I'm saying? Because I had some printouts that I took with me that I usually do when I go out to places in my backpack. And gave them to a few people. They'll probably perps, you know what I'm saying? But fuck it, you know what I mean? You can't help who's around you, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta hope that that circulates maybe a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And even if they don't, even if they are perps and it gets back to them, and they're like, oh, yo, they're doing activism now, I don't give a fuck. Let them know, you know what I'm saying? I want them to know. Anyway, within the exchange of information, he gave me some copies of facts.net, which got shut down. I don't know if you know that. But yeah, that's a very, very unfortunate thing. That particular website had a wealth of information. And as all things that end up happening at sooner or later point in time, especially nowadays, with all this censorship everywhere. Yeah, they shut down fact.net, and he ended up getting some copies before it shut down. He goes, here, man, you know, take a look at these when you get a chance, and if you want to print them out and, you know, spread them out. I said, yeah, no doubt. And I started reading on coercive persuasion, stuff that he always put us up on before. But I came across what you were talking about just now, what you brought up. What was it that you brought up again?
No messages.
No, it was something else. That had to do with this. That I'm bringing this up. See, this is what they do. Oh, this is. But hold on. Let me try to remember this. Okay, so you were talking about
Friday. No, because if it isn't the 5% stuff, so.
Oh, it was nothing to do with why I brought that up in the first place. There was a certain thing that you said that made me remember that particular moment, because when he shared that information with me, I read something within one of the passages on the printouts on fact.net that had to do with what you were talking about at that moment. You understand? It was like, put it like this. Let me give you an example. Like guilt and shame is a tactic that they use to deploy in directed conversation. That.
I mean, like what I was talking about with what they were trying to do to Neil.
To who?
Neil, when they were trying to make him feel ashamed for the photography and stuff, like that tactic.
Yeah, right. Hmm?
Yeah, man, that is a tactic they use.
But anyway, I can't remember off the top right now for whatever reason. You already know how that goes, but I know that it had to do with something like that, because when you were talking about it, it just reminded me of that. And I was like, oh shit, man. I read that in facts.net. And you were just mentioning it just a little while ago. And that's what reminded me of that.
I mean, they try to make you feel ashamed of yourself, break you down, to have low self-esteem.
Right.
To basically feel worthless. I want to doors. Constant attacks on you, for instance, with me lately. I mentioned this, but they've been trying to send subliminal messages about the fact that I'm not having sex and I'm not with a woman. I'm constantly seeing couples and stuff holding hands and kissing. They're like trying to send a subliminal message that I should, yes, feel failure because I've not got a girlfriend or a relationship. Yeah, that's one example of what we do as well. But I don't care, man. It's like, you know, I had someone. I was just on a random YouTube video. There was this comment, and it just said, "Oh, you had sex yet, mate? Oh, you got laid yet, mate?" It was just completely unrelated to the video. But I'm like, I see what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? They're just trying to make me feel bad because I'm not getting with a woman or whatever. But I don't care, man. I don't need a woman to make. Why do you need a woman? Are you so insecure that you need a woman to make you feel bad? I mean, these perps, it's like the fact, man. But yeah, that's another tactic. Yeah, the whole shaming thing. To try to bring things up in the past and subliminal messages about it to try and make you feel like you deserve to be worthless or whatever. But definitely a tactic. The whole point is as well, the whole thing you have to think of is they've denied you a lot of the things that they're trying to mock you for not having. I don't have when I'm speaking to the opposite sex now, I'm constantly thinking, are they are they going to target me? Are they going to do this? My guard's up, so it's difficult, you know what I mean? It's difficult to just get with the opposite sex because there's enough pressure on already without that. You know, you want to impress them, you want to, am I looking good? But on top of all that, you're thinking, person a perp, and they coughed, were they doing that to target me? Or when they touched the nose, were they doing that to target me? So, on top of all the other pressures of trying to impress a woman, you've got this shit, and on top of that, you're probably being targeted on the way to the date or whatever. Probably got perps in targeting you. So, at the same time, these motherfuckers are trying to mock you for not being with a woman. Like, come on, man. Mock me for not being with a woman.
You're absolutely right about that. Let me interject this before I forget it, man. During one of the videos that I filmed yesterday in downtown Brooklyn's Promenade, on the bench where the couple that I was talking about that was at my peripheral vision on my left, they stood there purposely and they were like hugging, kissing each other for a little while. So that also is to put into my psyche, yeah, you don't have a girlfriend anymore, you're not going to be able to get one anymore, and because if she is, she's going to be one of these people, what have you, like they try to incorporate their own way of building a certain narrative for me to think in regards to the theme of not having a girlfriend and, not being with a woman for a while, what have you, you know what I'm saying? And none of that shit affects me because I already know who I am. I've been there in relationships, multiple relationships in the past. Most of the relationships that were long-term, I've been with like 4 different women that were long-term relationships. So I know what all that's about. You know what I'm saying? And when you come to the awakening of this and you realize certain things, and I'm not going to go and say that each and every person that I was with was compromised because I don't know that for a fact. what I can say is towards the end, the last girlfriend that I had, it seemed to be somewhat compromised. Now, whether she knew it 100% or not, I don't know that. That's between her, God, and them. If she is what I believe, that she participates to a certain degree, that she have a certain amount of knowledge about me being surveilled and shit like that, and possibly being covertly implanted and shit like that, I believe that she did have a certain amount of that information. You know what I'm saying? Do I have any proof of that? No. But do I feel that she knew certain things? Yes. Like I said, certain things, not everything. Because they don't tell people everything. They keep you in the dark for a reason with certain things. It's compartmentalized for a reason. That's how come this thing holds so much longevity with the secrecy of it. You know what I mean? But it's not going to last forever. Because eventually, this shit is going to get out there and break like the water does when a woman's pregnant. You can't hold it no more. You got no choice. That baby's going to come right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the truth is, man. The truth is about to begin to get birthed. You know what I'm saying? Like a woman in agony of pain, bro. And these motherfuckers ain't going to be able to stop it. You know what I mean? Because we're all working from a different angle, from different parts of the world, getting this word out there. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they know that. They're getting scared. It's like they're trying so hard to silence us and stuff. It's getting worried. And it's not just us. It's like they're scared all over. They're trying to silence people that aren't even target. Exposing certain things such as the chemtrails and the geoengineering and all this other stuff. 5G. They're getting afraid. I don't know about you, but if you had any of the 5G go online in New York, it's starting to come online in the UK now. Certain cities.
Did I have any what? I didn't hear you, bro.
Yeah, 5G.
Do I have it? I think.
No, I know you don't have it, but is it in New York? Or is it they're bringing it in?
To be honest with you, man, I'm not 100% on that. What I notice is that we have an option of it here.
Yeah, you got on.
Yeah. But it says 5G. It says 2.4 gigahertz and then 5.0 gigahertz. You know what I'm saying? For the Wi-Fi. So.
Yeah, it's not in my area yet, but it's starting to come into the UK. Big cities. That shit. They're going to use that for the mass control and definitely weaponize it, just like they weaponize house. They'll be putting free. So free. Yeah, back to what we were talking about with I think feel ashamed. You try to guilt trip, like they will try to feel bad about the slightest thing, make me feel like a bad person. Because it's to make you feel like you deserve it. If you think you deserve this, then you're going to let it happen. You know what I mean? That's the sick thing. That's the sickening thing that they're doing. Feel like you deserve it, basically.
That goes hand in hand with the whole guilt and shame thing. It's all about trying to get you to feel a certain type of way so you can accept it mentally. Part of the things that these people do, I forgot to add this before, and I just really get appropriate time to do so. It's like these people are like warlocks in a sense, man. Because you got to look at it this way. Think about how witches and warlocks put spells on people. Part of what the Illuminati does, okay, you don't get as top of the line master witches and warlocks like them, right? So if you notice how they function, notice how they do shit. 9/11, what did they do before it happened? They put it in movies, right? Years before the shit happened, right? Well, you would see it, like subliminal messages and shit like that. You know what that's about? That's about a universal law that they have in metaphysics, Satanism, the occult. They have a thing where if you're planning on doing something to somebody or to a group of people or a mass of people, you have to let them know that you're doing it or what you're going to do to them. And then you have it manifest itself by putting it in such a way that, like, okay, let me give you a perfect example to a hip-hop video where I know you will relate real quick with that because you're a hip-hop artist and I'm a hip-hop fan and I'm into that shit heavy. So this is the thing here, right? Picture the video when Jay-Z made I forgot the name of the video and I forgot the name of the track. But if you remember, there was a video where he got shot up at the end. Okay? Like, he got shot. Oh, I think it was, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one, or some shit like that. So at the end of that video, he got shot multiple times. So when he got shot, what was that? That was a reference to the Masonic dying and then being born again into a cult. Into now you're part of the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like now you're a third degree Mason, blah, 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 such and such. This is an example that I'm giving you. It's like they spell binding. They cast spells like that on people. So you get them to believe into what you want them to think they are so they can manifest it in real life. Therefore, once the thing actually happens, it has that much more power to it. Kind of a witchcraft type of thing.
Yeah, like this like a new age manifestation.
That's why when people say, I don't know if you ever heard this before, but people have said, be careful what you breathe life into with your words. Be careful what you say, because if you start saying and repeating it too much, it become a reality. You have like a self-fulfilling prophecy type of thing going on, right? That's where that comes from. Like, and I'm not trying to say that this is the reason why or what have you, but they say a lot of the reasons why Pac and Biggie had that whole, well, I don't believe in that, but they say, they kept talking about killing people with guns, not living by the gun, dying by the gun. Look how they ended up. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, I don't necessarily believe that 100% because they were out there because of the fact that they were being targeted for who they were and how powerfully influential they became. And, you know what I'm saying? There were people that wanted to make money off of them after they died as well. So all that factors in. So, about them talking about guns and all that shit and that negative shit, I don't necessarily believe that 100%. But of course, they would want the world to believe that because then it would take away complete blame off of them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some truth.
I can't hear you.
Maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know, but I personally, a lot of this stuff is, great stuff is all that manifest.
Oh yeah.
Happen.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with visualization, the law of attraction. All that stems from that.
There's no truth that around certain things.
So I can't hear you. That is going in and out.
Certain things and be around you. Oh yeah, I want a ton of gold, and then gold will just come out of the sky, or in a few years' time, I have literally a ton of gold. That's one of the in the new age stuff. saying is a lot of what they're promoting is taken as still there.
I can't hear you right, man. I don't know what's going on.
You hear me now?
Now I could hear you, yeah.
Totally messing with. But a lot of the new age stuff is taken as so. I'm not surprised to hear that reference. New age stuff. Recycle things, you know. Stuff people.
I can't hear you.
Like, to it, maybe. Not to the extent that people believe. Literally believe. I remember having a lot of people saying, targeting manifesting, to manifest, thinking this.
I think I understood what you said.
Getting to put the blame on you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You think it's you're doing the problem. A lot of it's done to make it look like that as well. So having things making your house, we'll just think, oh, drop. Large thing. A lot of people are just thinking about look or this, you know, I've been like a lot about all this other stuff. Your electronics. Phone. Call you and it's going to voicemail. All about 15 times to get through. Deliberate phone. Deliberately being done to deter me from acting. It have me believe that it's because I'm unlucky or spiritual things that are stopping the phone, but no.
Yeah, speak up, man.
Charge the phone.
Nice. Try to speak up, bro.
Yeah, I just said it's some technology that's being used to mess with the phone.
Okay.
Sabotage the phone.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, bro. Yo, please, by all means, bless. You got the floor to say everything you need to say, bro, right now on that, man. Because we've been getting a lot of that fuckery lately. Go ahead, bro. Take it away.
Phone and computer tampering.
Can't hear you, man.
They've been sabotaging the computer.
I heard you say that they've been sabotaging the phone. That's what you said?
The computer.
The computer.
Yeah. They've been sabotaging the computer on both ends. I had your computer mess with tonight, like the audio problems. My computer playing up with the videos freezing and stuff, so it's always little things that they do to cause trouble. They won't put, problem always. Sometimes they will, but usually it's little annoying things that happen repetitively that they do to try and basically put you off exposing them, or even, well, they do it whether you expose them or not, just to psychologically affect you. Like breaking into my house, like they come in, no sign of a break-in, but my fridge, which I lock up specifically because they've broken into the property door, fridge padlock is unlocked, left on, disappear from my fridge. They've been the other day again. I got my security people, lock both my doors as I go out, come back and one of the doors is not open, but to like let me know, yeah, we can get in, and all kind of things they do to psychologically affect you. Basically, terrorize. I want to leave your house. I want to stay indoors all the time because you don't know what's going to happen. I both know they'll drug us, they'll poison our food. Terrorism, basically. Logical terrorism. They'll touch torture. What it is for. Opposed to just think to really doing it, which I always say. If it's not the government are letting it, because the government have the resources to detect this, stop this. If the government really gave a shit, not the government letting it. It is the government. Government being government.
Right.
Gosh, I get so many comments lately on my YouTube about saying it. In fact, today I had a comment talking about the woman films. The person said they're just the best. Couldn't hate them. Can't demon. That woman, she had like a smile on her face, like she was enjoying it. The day that when I went out of the house, what they've been doing to me lately, I'll come out of the house and neighbours will be out there, out of suit, out of the house. Really, this woman gets in a car, drives off, go for a bike ride, come back, to go up my drive to go home. That same woman filmed in out of the car. Same little smirk on her face. Not demons, not spirits, or as human beings that are staying in the psychological program. Help from the government and funding from the government. Another thing they'd like to do as well is try to make you. They don't want me to target the perps back. I targeted this woman back, I guess, the other day. I'm not going to say what I did, nothing extreme, but it was extreme psychologically. I guess they could have come with a comment saying, "Oh yeah, hate them." Try that constantly. When I'm targeting them back and they don't like it, that I'll notice that a lot. I'll get like comments trying to feel like I should take the heat off the perps, but play the game, they gotta go by what's going on in the game. I can't handle being targeted back, then I don't play the game. What I really like to do is try to feel like you shouldn't target them back and you shouldn't fight.
So I remember to speak up a bit, like that's all.
Yeah, so that's another tactic they like to do, is try to make you feel like you shouldn't target them back and fight back.
Yeah.
You're bad for doing that, or you're as bad as they are. Got to fight back.
Right.
Got to fight back and let them know.
Absolutely. It's like, Nigel has said earlier, man, we all have our own ways of going about dealing with these motherfuckers. We have our own signature way of coping mechanisms and survival instincts and counterattack measures that, for the most part, work for us individually, as people, collectively, as EI/TIs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean by that is, if you have, at any given moment, any of us put in a situation like going anywhere, let's say you're going out for a regular errand, these people will already be there on the opposite receiving end because they know where you're going ahead of the time of you even saying anything. You don't even have to write it down. You don't even have to say it on the phone or text it. They automatically know the remote little monitoring for your thoughts, right? So boom, they already know where you're going to go. I have people already set up right there waiting for you. Now, along your path, along your route that you're going, you're going to have people there too. You're going to have people following you, surveying you, doing their little skits, directed conversation, provocateur shit, you know what I mean? Provocation skits, whatever the case may be. Now, you may deal with it in your own signature way, which may mean that you may decide to engage and target them back psychologically with your own methods, the dark NLP tactics, things of that nature. Those are things that I do as well. Of course, Nigel does it as well, and some people might look at that and be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You're wasting your time. I disagree. Why? Because if they knew what we knew and what we experienced doing these things back to them, they would realize the data that would come back from that. What I mean by that is the same way they're doing human experimentation on us on a different level. And I'm talking about the technocrats. I'm talking about the people with this technology using this shit on us like we're guinea pigs, and using the psychological operations part as well through whatever mind control project, which was formerly known as MK Ultra here in America, is under another code name and just went underground and paid for covertly. You know what I mean? They've been using that same type of schematics, for lack of a better term, same blueprint type of thing for their whole psychological operations / warfare tactics on us. The dark neurolinguistic programming tactics that we all know well. The same things that they are using to perfect their technology, we're not using it for that purpose. We're simply using it to counterattack what they're doing. And like some Nigel stuff that he's told me in regards to that is he would try to substitute whatever it is that the feeling they're trying to get him to feel that was anchored to some trigger, he would immediately replace that thought with something else that was positive in nature or positive affirmation or something to that effect. That's something kind of like what I do as well. But at the same time, I target them back to retaliate against them and give them a taste of their own medicine. For some of them, it affects them, and I can see it on their faces. So has Nigel, and I'm sure you have seen it in your perps out there in the UK as well, when you finish targeting them. How they can't look at you in the eye again. They got to look away, or they don't, because they know what's going to happen. They're going to get targeted back. Some people, these perps, they don't like the color red. It triggers them. So I do it obviously purpose to trigger them and retaliate back on them. You know what I'm saying?
Retaliation is just wearing the same colors as hate that. Stop doing that. Stop targeting me with colour and I'll just wear that colour.
That's it.
After a couple of days, it's like they'll stop. You're like, oh, okay.
I mean, they went as far as stealing every red article of clothing that Nigel had at one point. That's how much it was affecting them over there, his perch in Brooklyn. That these motherfuckers had to send in their, infiltrating, I guess, family perps into his, place of residence, into his room, and steal every single red article of clothing that he had in there. Now, you know that that's some shit where it's obvious that it's affecting them. If they're doing it, they went to that extreme. And he realized it. And he capitalized on it. And he said, all right, you motherfuckers got these, articles of clothing that were all red, but I just keep getting more. Got a red watch, got red, you know what I'm saying? You got all types of shit. It was like, once you find your niche, who is someone else to come and tell you that what you're doing is wrong? First of all, they're wrong for coming out their face and telling you that you're wrong for doing something that clearly works for you. It might not work for them, or it might not work for somebody else, but it works for you. And that is at the end of the day, that's the bottom line.
You shouldn't have to even about it. The fact
Speak up a bit, Jay.
we shouldn't have to even think about this stuff, but the fact we're being attacked like this, we have to. Because I don't want to be out and that man there is, or when I'm in a pub or something. What are they going to do next?
Speak up, Jay.
I'm saying I don't want to be out, and say drinking or something, or trying to relax and this person a perv that they target me on, and thinking about defense. I have to. So, for me personally, I'm not saying for everyone, but I don't. I find it affects me. That's how I defend myself psychologically. Not just psychologically, I have to think about what can I do to stop them getting in my house? How can I keep my food safe so I can't be tampered with, or because everyone has to think about keeping safe. Yeah, but we probably have guys because we know they can able the security system. Lately, I've been carrying all my valuables on me, the backpack, because they've been coming into my house. They've been in the day, not overnight, in broad day. I've been having perps come into my house, open my fridge, lock that, two items, arm disappear. Found my phone eventually, probably maybe up in a weird place. Favorite kind of take a few inexpensive. Won't find some days and then it will all of a sudden miraculously appear. I basically do. Gaslight. I was saying to my dad today, who targets me, I'm saying to say, saying, when they doing these kind of things, they're not coming in to steal things for their personal gain, like say stealing items like them. They're only coming in to harm you, to psychologically harm you. That's the only reason they're stealing your items, psychologically harm you and terrorize you. not coming in because they like something got. They're coming in because they want to harm. Psychologically harm.
Right. I mean, I look at your situation, Nate, man, and my heart goes out to you, man, because I can only imagine how that must feel to live amongst a person that could be playing a role in allowing these people in. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that for a fact as of yet. So that's why I'm not saying that you're for sure or anything like that. It's possible because, from what you explained to me, you know what I'm saying? I told you already, and I'm going to say it again. I want this on record that I honestly was hoping to be wrong about that. But if it turns out that he has been allowing, and for people who, if you don't mind me talking about this now, you let me know if you want me to continue or not, because I don't know if you want. Huh?
I said it's fine, you can talk about it.
Okay. So, yeah, what you said there, man, it bugged me out, man, because I thought to myself, I said, but hold up, man, how the heck are they getting in there like ninjas, man? Like you go out, all right, fine, the technology, we look at that. That's a huge factor here that they use against us, you know what I'm saying? The synchronization. They know exactly when we leave, when we come back. They'll do a street theater in case we're coming too close to stall us, so they could be delayed long enough to get out of there before you come in. I get it. I understand that. But, I mean, each and every single time, scot-free, no trace, no nothing. That, to me, smelled a little bit like there's a rat that's, there somewhere. Because it's like, when you told me this scenario, what's been going on, without getting into too much details, it made me think, I'm like, could it be that they're being allowed in? You know what I'm saying? Like somehow, if it's not him willingly and wittingly doing it, could it be that he's being mind controlled? And he doesn't even realize. Let me give you an example of what I mean by mind control. I know you know, but I just want to reiterate it just to have it, saturate and swell in your mind a little bit before you produce an opinion. This is what I mean by that. There was a time where I was speaking to Nigel. Nigel was telling me something that happened to him, how he felt that he was mind controlled at that moment. And he knew that it had to be him that did it from the inside because he knew he barricaded himself from the inside. So there was no way that no one was going to get into that particular room other than it would be him literally getting up from where he was to open that door. But he does not remember it. He says he cannot remember him doing that. But how the hell else did that door get open? You see what I'm saying? So,
is that what happened to you in your apartment?
No. There, what I believe happened was there could have been a frequency that was broadcasted. And the frequency was to disorient me and to forget, And when I went to look for the keys, I couldn't find them, nowhere to be found. But they were behind the dresser on the corner end of it. And it was not like visible. It was like I could see like a chain and I could see like a few keys. I was like, what the hell? And I pulled it. That shit had mad dust bunnies on it. And I'm like, what the hell? My keys. I find them almost, a year and a half later? Or 2 years later almost, some shit like that. And I was like, wow. I swore up and down that the technology was used and they left, I had left the key stuck on the second door because I know I came in with the shit. I came in with the fucking keys. How the fuck would I get through the front door of the building? So my thoughts were I left the key stuck on the second door. And then somebody took them and found them, what have you. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of these people and, that's what I thought. But that's not obviously what happened. But you see how that shit could take you for a ride. That's the point of why I'm bringing this up. You know what I'm saying? I want you to understand and understand that these things could happen to all of us or any of us at any given moment, man. The technology is that strong. Make no mistake. With your situation, I'm not saying it's you, obviously, that's doing it. Because you're gonna know at some level or another. Oh, wait a minute, man! I'm the one that's leaving this shit unlocked, and I'm the one that Nah, I think by now you should know if you locked the door, if you didn't lock the door, if you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna make mistakes here and there, but I don't think you're gonna make mistakes like that back to back and think each time that it was somebody else, but it was you all along and shit. Like, I don't think the mind control technology could be that effective on a person where they won't even realize it at all and shit like that at some point. You know what I'm saying? Case in point is like what happened to me, man, with the shit where I told you I went for that walk and I ended up sitting on a bench. Out of all the benches in the freaking park, I had to sit the one that had the fucking cell phone on it that was ringing. You know what I mean? So it goes to show you the technology's strong, man. That right there, that alone, what I shared with you with that story in the past, if you remember it, that should give you a clear indication of how strong that technology is. So if you think for a second that you are strong-minded, that won't happen to you, that you know enough about this, that you'll be the first motherfucker that's going to fall for this shit. Trust me when I say it. You know what I mean? Now, in regards to your pop,
you'll get an idea to go somewhere and you'll be like, oh, that sounds an interesting place. I've done that, and then you'll go there and then.
I mean, you told me yourself, you said that there was a time where you wanted to go a certain direction and you took that direction, you felt it was you. And once you got there, you saw off the block a car that was parked and the guy gave you a thumbs up signal or some shit like that?
He didn't give me a thumbs up, but I got an urge to go to a certain street. Not the exact street, but I got an urge to walk through a certain area, right? But then as soon as I got to that area, there was a car parked up with someone. Two people just staring at their phones. Both of them staring at their phones. A man and a woman, I think. So they were waiting there. I guess my reaction, see if I go there. Over time.
How do you know that they were there for that?
I could just tell because it was dark. It was like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. So I was going out. I felt like someone got an urge to go for a walk. Oh, that's good. Went for a walk. But I saw a picture in my head of this spot that I used to walk through a lot. Oh, that sounds good going. I went there and then when I got to that spot, there was a car at that spot.
Okay. But there wasn't no, like, signal or anything like a thumbs up or something.
Hey, there was a thumbs up. I do remember I made a video kid now do some kind of thing. Did walk somewhere and like a car waiting. One did do a signal. I can't remember if it was a thumbs up, but kind of signal. This happened once. But that's for an outside view of the mind control technology being used. I've Brendan now last year before, I think.
Can't hear you, right?
But this happened about 2 years ago. One of my friends and out with her and just got an urge to go for a walk, which is not like her. She was like, "Oh, I feel like going for a walk." She's not the kind to go for walks and walk. She likes to stay in the house, stay warm, and it was a winter's eve. We've just been to the pub for a meal. I feel like going for a walk. Walked to this bus stop. He just stopped at the bus stop. He looks really scared. "You're okay? Where did you go here?" And she's like, "I don't know."
I remember that.
And then there was this car just there. The guy was looking at his phone. Something like that. Just a car there. Near there. But right then I was like, okay, they mind controlled her. Go down here. Just said, I was like, "Fine, why did you go here?" I don't know. You know what I mean? She was like that. She didn't know. Man, they mind controlled her. think she was complaining of a headache after that as well, so mind controlled her.
I remember that, and that's a very good example right there that you brought up. Because another example that I'd like to add on and piggyback off of that you just said was the one that you put me up on, the video of the man here in the States, somewhere in the States, where he was under the gutter. He was under the sewer system, and he just was like kept singing, like humming the tune to Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. You know, that particular song. He kept like singing it out loud to himself, like, you know what I mean? And the guy from above was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing down there?" "I don't know." And, yo, when I heard him say that shit, I said, "Yo, man." I said, "Yo, they got him. They doing it to that dude right there. They using that shit for sure. There's no question about it in my mind." Because if you listen to what he said, the words he used, he could have said anything, right? But this guy said something about, "I don't know. I got instructions."
Yeah, instructions.
I said, "Yo, man, that shit ain't no fucking coincidence right there." But they you know what I mean? Like, that to me is an example of kind of like what a government experiment gone wrong gets out there somehow by mistake, and then it shows and it manifests itself to a situation like that.
Yeah, well, they're not experimenting in controlled laboratories. They're experimenting on people out there in the real world.
Yeah, real time, exactly.
The world, the outside world is the laboratory.
Yo, that dude said, "I don't know. I was following instructions." The dude kept digging at a fucking wall, bro, in the sewer. Yo, I mean, some people will dismiss that as crackhead behavior. He was on Sherm, he was on acid, he was on LSD, he was on mescaline tabs. You know, he was tripping. That's what people will dismiss that as. I'm pretty sure if they got to see that. Oh, that guy was fucking high as hell. But he said it in the beginning. The guy was like, "Yo, you high on something? What are you, on K2? He goes, "No." And he said it like relatively quick for a person to be like sure of himself. You know what I mean? Like, "Are you high? Are you on K2? What are you? What's going on?" "No. Nope." "What are you doing down there?" "I don't know. I was following instructions." Oh my God. That's crazy, bro. I heard that shit, man. I said, man, if this don't prove violent sound spread spectrum exists, we know it does, but I'm saying, like, if this doesn't prove that there's something going on behind that, then, you know, people just don't want to fucking see it. The truth. You know, don't want to hear it. Don't want to acknowledge it. So, you know what I'm saying? They scared. The whole cognitive dissonance thing, like Nigel said, is true. You know? People are trained how to think. So being that they're trained how to think, during the course of being indoctrinated, it's put inside of there of what you're being taught on how to think, to not look at shit like that. But if you're a critical thinker, if you're a right hemisphere side of the brain thinker, you're going to pick up on that shit real quick too. Maybe not necessarily really fast, but you'll get there pretty quickly because of the fact that you are using a certain amount of the side of your brain where, you know, not a lot of people have that developed creatively. You know, and I was able to determine, once you told me about it and you showed me that video, you sent it to me and I saw it, I heard it, and I reviewed it a couple of times before I made my, you know, final judgment call on it, which wasn't pretty long at all. I saw it and heard it like maybe twice, and I was like, hell yeah, come on, man. The dude could have said anything else, man.
Wasn't broccoli.
That's just it. Like, there ain't no other possibility. What else could have been? No, what else? There is nothing else. It's either that, or I'm not gonna say he was nuts, because I don't believe he was nuts, man. They want us to believe he was nuts, but he wasn't nuts, nothing. He wasn't crazy anything, B. He knew what he was doing. In his mind at that moment, even though it looked crazy to everybody, and it does look crazy. It does. But if in your mind you are hearing this voice telling you to go here and do this and do that, and people are gonna be like, "What? You're hearing voices? Oh, you're schizophrenic." You know what I mean? Like that's automatically what they're gonna think. You're nuts. But a lot of people are not gonna look at the facts for what they are. The actual existence of these technologies that are there, these clandestine technologies that are in existence, that have been in existence for many decades.
Yeah, they don't look at the bigger picture. Go by what is vision.
Speak up a bit, Jake. Cannot hear you.
More to it than that. The guy did himself. He heard, he had mentioned that they've been hearing before things like the Navy song and certain pieces relating to the government. That guy is humming that song like that. Like a way of doing it. And him know doing it, I guess. I've heard T.I.'s mention that songs with the government and patriotic. I know that's a part of mind control. Almost like their way of saying, does it, doing it to them. Well, I mean, there's no doubt, mind either, that guy was being so see if he'd do it. There's more to it than just some crazy guy doer. There's that guy in the UK, I can't remember his name, but there was a story of a guy who heard voices and he given 666 in the UK. They like to use P. Very specific to my targeting is the use of cars with triple number plates. 7544.
I can't hear you, Jake.
I'll say again, guy in America, guy in the UK who hearing voices and stabbed some people.
Right.
Killed some people. He was ex-military. He was given a car or something, a 666 on the number plate, saying, my targeting, they use number 666 a lot, along with other numbers, triple number 775, 444, etc. But you often see connection between other big label as crazy to do with your target. The number 666. One of the first things I started noticing, a lot of cars with the 666 in the number plate. The theme, I to use. Documents here, I just looked at the two in there. The one has the 777 reference. So this is from Derbyshire Council. I like to send these subliminal messages. Things. I got a 666 in there. I've got a delivery from Guess Which Delivery Company. Targeting me a lot of it. Has a link to these triple numbers. Like in my target. Other things happening, other people know related to the targeting. They don't know. Not all of them know. Some of them think they're crazy. Some of them think God or whatever talking to them. I've never experienced hearing voices or like see things in other people that other people see as or don't even see at all. But people think it's normal or is because the person's crazy. But you see that and you're like, yeah. Like what they do to see that time. Things like that you have to look out for. The connection's always there, not always, but a lot of the time. First thing you'll notice as a TI is the TIs on the other side of the world getting the exact same tactic done to them. Especially me, the one headlight out.
Right.
The first things they used to do to me was constant cars with one headlight burnt out. So, but with very well known TI on YouTube, he's always seeing these cars with one headlight. That was the first thing I noticed in my targeting. I did a search on YouTube. Remember it like yesterday, this was in 2015 or something. I did a search on YouTube, one headlight cars everywhere I go. One of Nappy Head Roof's videos came up. Hey, what's this? Explained how, it was being gang stalked, searching for gang stalking. Without what was being done to me. I was being gang stalked. That's just all part of this program, the whole hacking, nation wars, the monitoring, logical. That's how I drew a conclusion that it wasn't in my head. Someone else from 1,000 miles away, or more, like 3,000 miles away, California, getting the same thing as someone in Sheffield, United. What's going on? Is that coincidence? It's the same tactic. I say when these people are using some sort of field manual, reading from a field manual, they're getting instructed on what to do, the tactics to use against people. So there must be a list of tactics that are worth using, and then they decide which they think will be the most effective against the target, and then they do that. They all see parallels with other TI. And even in completely different parts of the world. We're reading from some kind of military field manual, psychological operation, what to do. Obviously, we'll never get our hands on it, but if we could, and we could read this thing, it would describe what they're doing, it would describe ways to do it. People can't tell me that it's coincidence or that someone on the other side of the world, it's not just me and Nappy Head Boots, other people again, it's one headlight stuff, one tail light, and all of the other stuff. So, are they all crazy? Is it all a coincidence? Coincidence. your head, you know, you're getting hundreds of people getting the same thing. It's not cool. It's not all crazy. I'd say none of them are crazy. If they are crazy, they've been driven crazy by what's done to them. Yeah, well,
That's a very good point that you made there, man. You dropped a lot of jewels with the stuff you just said. I just want to let you know that Nigel is back in the building. Yeah. You there, brother? I don't know if he's probably muted. He probably has the kid in the background. Probably what it is. Yeah. You know, Nigel, if you can hear me, man, whenever you're ready to join, feel more than free to do so, brother. Yeah, nice.
yeah, I mean, it's like, it's just not a coincidence. It's just not going on when someone in the opposite side of the world, the country, is getting the exact same thing. Not only that, it follows me. You know, I've gone to France, Germany, Italy, and the exact same tactics have been done. The people that are doing the same thing. Western countries, probably elsewhere. Things to the intelligence agency. We look at the Five Eyes, in the US, Canada, Australia, England as well. Another one. That's a network of intelligence agencies. Definitely a bigger network with this program. Telling, say you go to Spain, you know, someone in the UK will contact someone in the Spanish intelligence agency who will inform the perps in Spain that you're on your way to Spain. Might go to the airport. You'll be targeted the same way in Spain. Or you'll go France, you'll be targeted the same way in France. So they'll contact and this is why I'm certain it's the government, you know, because you know, who has the technology and resources to contact and spy on someone's movement? Contact, get police. Over country, I went to Spain, I had police driving past me with one headlight burnt out. So, the exact same tactics they're doing in the UK, doing to me in Spain, Tenerife. There's no coincidence or chance there. They're being instructed by people in the UK government or wherever government TIs are based. They will contact other countries and let them know the tactics to use, what you look like, where you're going, and then they'll continue it in another country. Global. At least as far as I'm concerned, it's global.
Oh yeah, listen. I went to 3 countries outside the United States, and I've all been gang stalking, targeting, noise campaign, remote monitoring, right? And synthesize, synchronization, the whole nine. Okay.
Yeah. All of you.
Yep. I mean, listen. The first day I arrived, I was still people at the airport targeting me. You know, the first day is always a slow day, but then 2 days later, that's when they pick up. So if you're playing, like, for example, when I went to Canada, I was going to go out with a friend. By the time we got to the restaurant, they already had the waiters, patrons, they're set up to target. Went to the mall in Canada, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Every store I went into, they came in, the people that work at the store, you've never seen them before. It's a new country now, different country. How do they recognize?
Well,
right?
The U.S. intelligence services will probably send your picture, your description, tactics.
Let me just say this real quick, man. In regards to what Knight says right now, Knight had brought up the fact, what do you think? They sent him a picture probably or something like that. Nigel, I don't know if you remember this, but yesterday at the pizzeria where we were at, sitting down, the dude that came in, the black dude with the black and red, he had a black shirt and red shorts, and I started filming him. He went over to one of the women that worked behind the counter and pointed his phone, the display of the phone, and showed her something. And as she was looking at it, she nodded, yes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying I know it all or what have you. I'm not saying that, that couldn't have been possibly something that he ordered and he just wanted to confirm a credit card. I don't know. I can't say 100% that that's what it was, but I found it a little odd.
No, you're right. After he did that, he came by our table. You listen?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Right? That was after he did that. She came by our table. You know what I'm saying? And I think you were filming. You're filming the dude. And she came by our table, and then she turned around and walked back to to behind the counter.
Right. The Caucasian heavyset waitress that worked in there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. She kept going back and forth to the beverage, and you were like, "Well, why she keep going back and forth?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm filming."
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was trying to be a blockade. She was trying to do some sort of blockage.
Yeah. So there you go. So they know. Listen, they know what they're doing. And check out those same tactics is like what police do. Like, let's say something happened on the street and you're filming the incident. A police officer will come and stand in front of you, so you can't, like block you from report, right? That's what they do. So if you look at that, you'll see it's the same tactics that these people use to try to protect each other, to try to prevent you from getting certain types of footage, right? So again, and I say law enforcement is a big part of our bargaining, because law enforcement is the one that gives the information to the community, to the churches, because those members who are in some of those members in the churches are members of law enforcement, whether it be pastors or what have you, and that's a dangerous thing, because you have these pastors who are police detectives or sergeants in these police precincts, right? You know what I'm saying? Doing shit like this. I think on my last video, the second to last one I did, there was a story of a detective who is a pastor, right? And he gave a speech, and he says that all these gay and lesbian people should be executed, right? Now, he's a detective, so imagine, right? Imagine some crime happens, and he happens to see some, person who is gay. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, he's going to arrest that person and try to charge him with that crime. Because a lot of times, these people don't care who committed the crime. All they care about is locking people up, particularly if you're a person of color, right? And then his attitude towards gay and lesbian. I mean, you have to look. Then you have to start looking at his cases. Like, how many gay people that he arrested and framed and sent to jail? Just like with these racist police officers, how many people of color do they stop and send to jail? This is the movie that's out right now. Netflix television was a 4-part series on Now You See Us. What happened with the Central Park 5 jogger case that happened in 1989? Because I remember that. Okay, so these kids were in the park. They were like, they were wild and all what happened, right? They found this jogger who was brutally raped and beaten. Okay, but somehow the police officers and the district attorney, the DA, built a case around 5 teens who don't even know each other, right? Don't even know each other. And then saying, get these teens to turn on each other and to say, this person did, one teen said, this person did it, and you don't even know the person. So how do they even know his name? So they gave the name, the information to the teen. They gave the name of all these other teenagers to that teen, and because they had him in, they was questioning for like 2-3 days, without a parent, without counsel, anything. And they coerced a confession. Okay, from a teenager, a 14-year-old. You see? This is what these people do, and they come to find out 7 years later, or something like 8 years later, they arrested some guy, right? He confessed. Not also did he confess, but the DNA that they found at the scene of the crime belonged to this dude. Okay?
Reyes. Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when people say police don't do the things. Yeah, well, it's not history. So I don't understand why people keep believing that shit. Why people keep saying, police officers, and then they're all going to go, there's a few bad apples. There's not a few bad apples. The majority of those apples are crooked. I don't care if they're white, black, whoever, because we had a case with we had these 4 black police officers, and they were running a drug ring. Okay? They had the female police officer. She would drive the drugs up to Boston, right? And whenever they stopped her, she would say that she's on official police business. Okay? This is shit that goes on. A lot of these people, all you in the police, it's not a few bad apples. It's a lot. There's more rotten apples, okay? And there are a few good ones, right? And then the few good ones that do decide to speak out, right? They're very, very few. Their career is over. And not also that their career is over, but they label them as mentally ill. They destroy their lives. The same shit that they do to us. We do to them too. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And that's just the psychological aspect of it. They're not being experimented on like we are. They're not microchip like we are. You know what I'm saying? But the psychological labeling, that's what they do to these people, and also they blacklist a lot of them too. Right? So like I said, this is not new, and that's what you're doing what you're doing. We all do what we're doing to explore what's going on. But understand this. This is a pervasive thing, and the people at the top know how pervasive it is, and they're using it to their advantage. They're using it because, again, they're trying to silence us from exposing the 19th century human experimentation. Okay? Using psyops to entrap, and then to get you in a situation, some of us, in a situation where they can try to use it to shut us up. Not all of us, some of us. Okay? Some of us have been entrapped in certain ways. Others, have been experimented on since they were younger for whatever reason. Right? Well, not for a reason, but, the reason. What I'm saying is that sooner or later, even though, some of us have been targeted way earlier, some of us way later, the fact is that the tactics are all the same, and they use the psyops as a means to discredit, okay, to surveil, and to isolate the victim. So this is, like I said, so this is, you see, the experiment, the fast is so effective because the majority of TIs, okay, don't believe that it's the government, okay? They believe in the spiritual warfare and all this stuff. They don't believe, and they make excuses for the police, even though the police are the one that's targeting them. You hear them say, "Oh, why don't the police arrest these persons?" Okay, that should be self-explanatory, right? Because the police are the controller, the one who feeds out the information, right, to the civilian population. So whenever we feel that going somewhere, so you're being surveilled, and it's a police agency, or we have a law enforcement agency, police FBI, or even the CIA, and they give the information to, let's say, the CIA or the FBI, they get information to the police fan it up to the community first. So I don't know why CIs have this false hope of the police do something about what they're doing, because when they force you and the police, they'll tell you, the first thing they'll tell you is that, are you under the medication? Are you seeing a psychiatrist? That's because, again, that is to deflect and to put the blame back on you.
Not only that, pardon me, Mike. Not only that, but they also are incorporating at that moment what they feel is what they've been taught to do, which is bring that out to block whatever things you're trying to put out to expose.
Right. And also because they do not want to investigate. Because, they're not going to take a complaint, they're not going to do an investigation, because you know what? The investigation is going to lead right back to them. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Which police department that you know investigates this? Because every time there's an investigation within the police department, headed by the police department or the police or law enforcement agency, that department always comes back and say, okay, this is just clean. Recently, they had the incident of a police officer who shot, killed a man who was sleeping. He fired 53 bullets in 3.5 seconds, meaning that it wasn't a handgun he was using, but he was using an automatic weapon, rifle. The young guy was sleeping in his car. And you know what? After an internal review, an internal investigation said, they said that the cop was totally that the 53 bullets were totally within a reasonable, action. How do you call that reasonable action? Okay, when is it going to be unreasonable? When they're riddling a person's body with 100 bullets? And on top of that, the guy was sleeping. He was sleeping in his car. But because the chicken shit cop was so scared because he saw a black man in the car, and he might have been calling, whatever, and the guy wasn't answering because he's sleeping, he decided he's just going to open fire. He's just going to make that presumption, right, that this person might be, a threat to him, even though I don't see how. So you know this cop is not going to get charged. I don't think he even got charged with murder. If they said that, all those bullets that he fired was even. There was another incident where these bunch of cops shot, I think, like 40-something bullets into a car, but the couple survived. This man and this woman. They were in their car. One of the cops jumped up on the damn hood of the car and started shooting through the windshield. Okay? There was another incident of a guy in his vehicle. He was singing love songs or have you. The cop started shooting at him. Okay? This should happen all the friggin' time. So no one is looking. Something is wrong. Because you see, with these cops, and they engage in the psychological warfare, and like I said, that shit is not good for the mind. You understand what I'm saying? Because the people who engage in that shit, they're making them become narcissistic in nature. Also, some of them become psychopathic in nature, right? And they're not even realizing the ramifications that they're doing to these people when they get them to engage in type of behavior. And the police too. Okay, recently, in New York City, 3 police officers committed suicide within 9 days. I don't know if you know about that. But 3 police officers committed suicide within 9 days. What was good? Yeah, in New York City.
No, but when?
I don't know why. I said to myself, maybe they were worried about getting caught because they set people up and arrest people coming to jail. Maybe they found out maybe they were going to be investigated or something like that. But for 3 police officers to commit suicide within 9 days, come on, that's too close to home.
Nah, that's definitely something going on. Yeah.
That shit is too close to home.
Wow. That happened recently?
Yeah.
So they must be like putting that shit on the wraps like crazy, cause I haven't heard anything from that shit, man. Not that I keep up like you do, but or Nate does. Yeah, y'all tend to keep up with tournaments a lot better than I do. But I think that would be a headline shit that would come out blasted all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
No. Look at what they said. They said a mental health crisis. 3 NYPD officers died by suicide in 10 days. Right? That's what they said. 3 officers died by suicide. So at 3:50 p.m. Friday afternoon, a 29-year-old New York City police officer shot and killed himself outside the Staten Island precinct where he was. Right? It marked the latest of a troubling trend. 3 suicides of New York City police department officers in 10 days, and the 4th this year. So somebody said the 4th police officers in New York City died by committing suicide. Okay? It's a
the death of New York upon of a nation, a national problem. Last year, for the third straight year, cops died by suicide outnumbered line of duty deaths. Right? So again, because I think basically some of these police officers are probably people who may have been compromised, okay, and either they're being investigated for whatever reason, right? So they decide to commit suicide, or maybe they are TIs. So I'm gonna put that in there too. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a police officer that I knew in New York. I think Ron, you're talking about it. You should I think I was watching the 4 was a cop at the targeted. Remember? But they said allowed to keep his gun.
Yeah, I can't hear what you're saying, Nice.
Okay, remember that the police officer you were talking about? Yeah, the TI, the police officer. And he said that to keep his gun. Right? So what? That they allow him to keep his gun, retire.
Yeah, that's bullshit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, so, maybe.
Hold on a second. Let me just say this real quick, before I forget about this. That same officer that you and I were speaking about then is the same guy that was talking to you one night on one of your calls.
Yeah.
All right? And you seemed to, carry on with him like you knew him, but I could tell that you were just being, yourself, you know what I'm saying? But he was trying.
Hello?
You heard?
No, I didn't hear you because it got cut off. Say that again?
Oh, from the time when we were speaking that night, when I brought him up to your attention, I was like, yo, man, that voice, I remember that voice, man. And he's the same dude that was talking to you on one of your talk show past calls. And the way he was talking with you was like if he knew you for a long time type shit. That's the way he came off. And I was like, yo, nice, man, you remember? You like, nah, I don't remember, you know what I'm saying? So I started thinking to myself, could it be that they used the technology on you then, or what have you, to carry on the way you did, or you were just being yourself and you was being, because it was your call, and you called in. Hello?
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening now.
Yeah, I remember.
So, Mike, check this out, right? It says here, right? This is the suicide by the NYPD officers. So one was a 29-year-old. The other one was a 62-year-old. It says the funeral was held Monday for Stephen, so a 62-year-old deputy. He was a deputy police chief who shot and killed himself in a car on June 5th. It says the New York Times reported that Silk, a 30-year veteran of the department, parked his car on a quiet street just hours after his mandatory retirement was announced. Right? He shot himself near where his retirement ceremony was going to take place. So this guy's been on the force for 38 years. So imagine the type of shit that he must have done. Right?
Yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying? And he probably was like, yo, this shit gonna come back together. You know what I'm saying? Then, right, another guy, Detective Jordan Calabrese, he's 50 years old, and he's been in the force for 37 years. He said he went missing. The call was on off the North Walker in Brooklyn, right? Because a widespread search, after a widespread search, he was found dead in nearby bushes at Plum Beach with a truck pushing in Scotland. Okay? Tell me. I think now, Arthur, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, though. I'm over here.
Yes, right. Yeah. Right, so again, these guys, won't pass their 15s or whatever, Like I said, out of the minus two, they probably have done. Okay? Some shit was coming down the pipe, and they committed suicide. And the joke was going around because of that, they advanced man and rap into their class.
I agree with you on that. I believe that that's probably the closest we're going to get to the truth, is what you just stated. Due to the fact that
kill themselves.
pick up that hey, but
Very strange that 3 of them have killed themselves in quick succession like that. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
For some reason that they all knew.
Wow. I never heard some shit like that before, man.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm telling you, bro. I don't know how you hear about it.
I did, man.
Let me go through it. Okay.
Yo, Nigel, did you get that footage? Like, did you check back and look at it again? Are you there ready? The footage that you captured yesterday,
Yeah.
like on your way back to the train station, I was holding you back, you gonna upload that at some point, or you're not gonna?
I see it. I actually know you said it a lot lately.
Yeah, I said it.
No. I'm not talking about sending it to me. I was wondering if you're gonna upload it to your channel.
Yeah. I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course, bro. I'm uploading.
All right, cool.
You know, listen, trust me, they've been sending, so they don't even upload that shit, so they always try to speak and threaten you. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you talk about this. Like I was on the bus and I was talking to you. All of a sudden, once I started talking to you on the bus, they all started talking. So, of course, I was listening. And so I was listening.
Yeah.
And once you start talking, they all come to talk this. Because they don't want me to talk about this. That's what I did. I said, when I'm, it's not really. That's okay. I'm listening. I know better. But yeah, I'm going to do it. And then they try to use my baby mom's, my elder son. They tried to use her, So I was speaking with my son earlier because he called me, the interesting thing is, look at how it is, right? So I was on Pam called me and they wished me happy birthday. I mean, the kids would make a call today, right? So I'm thinking, I said, thank you. I said, this is almost perfect. There's only one person that I'm doing to call me, and that's Bryce. At the minute I said my son Bryce's name, he calls me. Okay? And so I was speaking to him in a second on the phone with him. Then when I came here by then, when I sat down, I got a text message. Right, so I got a text message from his mother. Now, she never texted me to wish me happy Father's Day. I mean, it must have been a while. I wonder if she ever texted me. It's been a while since he's done that, right? Now, mind you, every Mother's Day, I always text Happy Mother's Day. On top of that, I always buy her a gift. I give it to my son so that, it will be from him, but I always go out of my way to find a gift for her. You know what I'm saying? Because, not even a pair of socks. You know what I'm saying? Not even enough to say, hey, it's their father's day. There's a corn or something like that. Or, give them a tire, there's some cologne wires, because I'm always buying perfume. They're pretty expensive perfume.
Yo, wait a minute. Yo, guys, today is Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, belated. Sorry about that, brother.
That's okay, man. Thanks, too. Right?
Oh, man, I forgot about that, man.
Right. So listen, I spoke to my son earlier, and when I got the phone with him, I said, so this is a 1254. I said to my son, I said, tell your mother happy Father's Day, because, she's the mother and the father, and also I'm the mother of the father. So they always tell me happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? So, he's joking with me, he texted me at 7:32, because again, they got to use the number 32, right? So he texted me at 7:32,
right.
Tell me happy Father's Day. I'm doing something. That's she's going to text you all, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously she knows Father's Day, but she made me use her. And the reason why, because, again, when I was on the bus and they were trying to silence me from speaking to you guys, and the fact that I did, and on the way over here, there was a tons of police. So I was talking to you, so that's why they did that. Had I not been on the phone with you guys, I probably would have barely seen any police, because I would have been recording. Right? They always knew because they always did the surveillance, right? And so because I continued to talk to you guys, you know what I'm saying, they waited until they manipulated her, put into the mind of the technology to think that sexually. You understand? Do you see how it works with them and how they try to do shit? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Well, but like I said, I'm like, okay. Like for example, right? So we use that number, right? So Alva, her phone number has the number 32 in it. RT, your number that you do the show on has the number 32 in it, right? There's been people who else had the number. There's a person that I talked to also that has the number 32 in it. So again, this is what they do, right? And because I know better, right? Because I know better. If it was some other TI, they probably would have been like, you know what, I'm not speaking to any of these people. But because I know better, I know how the technology works, how the program works, right? I don't let it bother me because, again, you have to understand the power of the technology that they use. And it's hard. It is hard for any of us, yeah. So, but we handle it more so better than other TIs because we understand the psychological nature of it. Whereas, a lot of these TIs who only talk about the directed energy, that's why they talk about, oh my, I got birds on my hands, whatever, that's all they do, right? Because they don't understand the psychological aspect of it. Okay. So, they don't understand the psychological aspect of it. Every time they're in practice, so you have to be able to learn, right? You have to learn to do it. Come on, listen. So, again, I understand how they do these, how they manipulate things and stuff like that. And sometimes you have to use it to your advantage, right? And that's what I do. So, I'm glad the number that number has it, and album has it, because you know what? It helps me to desensitize myself. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say how I do. Because when I call Alda or I call you, right? I take solace and strength because I know you guys are two guys and we have to think about it.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that's how I use it. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like I said, you have to use what they do to you against them. And they'll help you. It will help you. You have to understand it. Because if you don't, like I said, I never want to go back to the paranoid state that I lived early in this program.
No doubt either.
Because that's what was, let me say, it was not
a horrible place to be in, man.
Exactly. And then, so that's why early on, I used my son's wife as as a positive anchor. Right? Because when he was younger, we used him a lot. Okay? And I used to go with him a lot. And, okay, yeah, you heard that pretty understand? Okay, right. So I used him as a positive anchor, right? When you go out, my focus would not be on the person. It would be more on him and his safety. And they try to do stuff like, like I do my thing on, people go to the movies, and, a person will hear me running, a person will be running, they'll knock him down and turn around and say sorry and stuff like that. And then one time I was at the laundry and I went to the store to buy soap and I seen that he was fine. I was like, yeah, because like this man walked and pushed him into the machine. But I was like, where he at? He was like, he left. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cowardly shit that they do. Okay? And that bumping into me shit, well, they stopped that shit after I started bumping into their ass and knocking their ass back.
Exactly. That's how it works sometimes with these fools. That's what I mean sometimes by spanking them, bro.
Yeah. They stopped that shit just now. And I remember one guy, I know he was shit, but I went to the gas station. He pulled in his van. He stopped his van behind the Uber. He said he was handpicked. He said he was the taxi. So then he pulls up, right? And then he's doing a U-turn, right? So he's coming inches, right? On the back side, the back of the car where the back passengers are, because my son was in the car with his funky on the door. Video. And he didn't do inches. And man, let me tell you, I got in front of him, And I said, what I got to do right now? I'm ass. You saw Chris coming to my car? And I kicked him back. I'm not saying when he comes to my kids. I told him, I said, I'm going to kill you. Okay? I said, get out the car. You know, he did. He rolled up his window and he drove off.
Of course, because that's what bitch ass niggas do.
Okay? And, you know, and that's I said, man, you know, these people, sometimes you got to confront them, you know, and,
No doubt.
you know what I'm saying?
I have no problems with doing that when I have to do it, bro. None at all. And they know that.
Because, you know, especially the, you know, like the way he was, I look at this and like, you must be out of your mind. I think you're you know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, and then after a while, for 2 days, I had like a decent tranquility. Because, you know, like I said, sometimes these people go, you know, they get out of hand and start doing shit, right? And I guess maybe other people start to find out about what they do. And then all of a sudden they don't flash for a day or two. You know what I'm saying? But they always come right back, though. I gotta give it to them. They always come right back. But you know what? I always come right back to the story. You know? In my last video, they were using we talked about this, they were using, so whenever I walk past somebody, you know, like the superintendent was talking to his video, if I walk past, he's like, yeah, it's war, you know, like they're having this conversation, but they know they're talking to you indirectly. And he was like, yeah, it's war. And I was like, yeah, I said, it's not war now. It's you know, before y'all start the best of me this way, okay? But y'all have it in y'all mind that y'all going to do the shit, okay? I didn't realize it, but no. He's got to experience it, okay? And so, you know, me recognize me, you recognize me. You know, we're not walking around with, you know, these other pianos or something.
No doubt, man.
They're putting people on okay? They're not going to keep them accountable.
I'll give you a heads up on that.
All right, man. Yeah, this is the time it usually starts getting sleepy and stuff like that. So I totally understand, brother. Yo, we'll connect again, man. Hopefully soon enough, man. You know what I mean? I'm probably not gonna do that tomorrow, man. I don't think I'm gonna do another live stream, but we might do a private call if you want to do that. You heard?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on the grid. I got to go to bed, Alyssa.
Okay. All right, so I'll just end the live stream now. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yo, you guys, man, you already know I appreciate your time. Yo, next week, man, we're gonna do it again. Next Sunday, we're gonna do it again. And yo, try to have
next Sunday I have the kids. So okay. I'll try to make it. Okay. I'll try to make it. If we make it, it's going to be like around maybe after 7.
Cool. Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. Yo, you already know, nice man. Peace be unto you, brother. You already know, man. We'll get together again.
All
right, man.
You're going to take care. All right?
All right. Peace, bro. Yo, night, man. You already know. Try to have a positive week up ahead, man. Stay strong. Don't let these motherfuckers get to you, man. And keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep exposing them whenever you feel it's necessary, man. And we'll get up tomorrow. We'll do a private call, me and you. All right? Do me a favor though, send me an email when you're like awake and shit, are you ready? I don't know what time you wake up usually, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking.
In the morning.
Okay, see that's the thing, we're a 5-hour difference, so let me see. At 2 p.m. my time, it would be what, like 10 a.m. your time, right?
I've got my family coming over tomorrow, so...
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll do it in the weekend, bro, coming up.
All
right? Sleep well, brother. You already know, man. Peace. All right, that's going to conclude for tonight's live stream phone call that I usually do on the weekends. And I hope that whatever I said here tonight and other TIs that have been on the call, like Nigel Nicholson's twin brother Neil, earlier on the call. You know, shout out to him for doing a quick cameo appearance. Hope he'll come back again, hopefully next weekend or whenever he gets the chance to bless the presence of, this particular live stream, man, because the more genuine TIs get together, the more we have a fountain of wealth to share and learn from and educate and support each other with. You know what I mean? So, being that said, it's time now for me to shut things down. Again, I hope this call is helpful to whoever listens to it later on, whoever you may be. Hopefully, it's not just perps listening to my calls, gathering information. So I know y'all do that too, and I'm expecting that. But hopefully, the little crumbs in between that are genuine TIs, the few, probably handful of them that are listening, I hope you take away something that you can use later on that helps you out. With all that being said, this is RTTI in New York City. Signing out.